Rolf and Elsa faced goblin monster attacking suddenly in dark forest, clearing together now. Elsa grabbed Rolf's hand desperately, while he began slipping away from danger below chaos. Rolf and Elsa held hands across gap, promising survival against threats, defying fate together. Rolf awakened power skill destroyed, releasing energy while gripping tightly, determination burning inside. Now Rolf trained alone, thinking of future battles, preparing himself for stronger enemies ahead always. Breakfast table shows Rolf returning home, greeting grandmother, saying he will change clothes before leaving quickly afterward now soon. Rolf receives coming-of-age preparation from grandmother, tightening belt, confirming he is 15 years old, ready for ceremony now begins. Grandmother explains that Rolf's parents were platinum-ranked adventurers who never returned after their first quest, leaving family uncertainty behind. Rolf declares confidently he will become platinum-rank adventurer, earning money and honoring family while smiling with determination firmly. Rolf appreciates grandmother's care, promises to enjoy life, reflecting on family support before leaving home toward future now begins. Rolf returned home for breakfast. Grandmother greeted him warmly. Morning preparations began immediately now. Grandmother tightened his belt, confirming age 15, preparing him for coming-of-age ceremony today. She explained his parents were platinum-ranked adventurers, who vanished after their first quest. Rolf walked into town guild, hearing adventurers discuss skills, waiting for ceremony results. Rolf received skill at altar, stepped forward calmly, thinking about his future destiny. Rolf approached altar orb priest, called him forward. Crowd watched silently, now awaiting result. Rolf's eyes widened as orb glowed intensely, revealing unexpected reaction from skill awakening moment. Observers whispered about revive skill, confused yet excited by unheard ability, appearing suddenly here. Priest explained unknown skill recorded nowhere in Divine Palace archives, causing shock among crowd. Priest called Rolf forward again, stating new discovery confirmed within sacred ceremony records today. Rolf triggers revival skill as the crowd notices a new unknown ability activation inside the ceremony hall. Rolf returns home excited, telling his grandmother he obtained an amazing skill during the ceremony now. A mysterious man approaches, revealing himself as leader of the Golden Lions Adventurer Organization. The leader invites Rolf to join Golden Lions, believing his revival skill has strong potential. Rolf hesitates, explaining he cannot yet control the skill, while being urged toward future growth. Figaro reassured Rolf, saying skills would activate later, inviting him to join Golden Lions. Grandmother approved quietly, while Figaro promised protection and support for Rolf's new journey ahead. Arya informed Rolf that the boss wanted him joining Golden Lions for revival potential. Workers ordered Rolf to carry loads, mocking him as useless kid during town tasks. Arya arrived after hearing boss calling Rolf, confronting insults and preparing next instruction. Now Figaro fired Rolf from Golden Lions, questioning revival skill progress. After months now there, Figaro observed Rolf through window, noting revival skill never activated even once clearly. Now, Rolf explained he tried many chores, but revival skill still never triggered at all. Figaro stated Golden Lions cannot cover Rolf anymore due to organizational changes now period. Rolf panicked, insisting he might trigger revival skill if given more time. Please wait. Rolf receives news of payment demand after failing to activate his skill for months in Golden Lions. Guild official calculates compensation, stating huge fine due to inability to trigger revival skill conditions. Rolf reacts in shock at 5 million guard debt, panicking about losing home and family ties. He begs to keep house, offering to repay everything while fearing separation from grandmother and parents. Figaro rejects house claim, tells Rolf to work other jobs, since no guild will accept him now. 1 year later, Rolf walks alone as Raish picking trash job continues daily. Now, Rolf earns money picking trash. Another crappy magic crystal appears, cannot pay interest now. Rolf clenches fist, thinking my skill did not activate once, feeling like trash now. After being kicked out from Golden Lions over year, Rolf walks through town now. Rolf can only do lowest rank commissions, cleaning streets, unable to get recruitment now. Rolf confronts forest monster while protecting Arya, struggling despite overwhelming danger now. Rolf feels fear but pushes forward as attackers surround him inside dense forest area. He grabs object from ground, realizing danger came from deeper within forest origins. Rolf warns enemy not to come near, holding weapon while protecting himself firmly now. Arya fights enemies bravely while Rolf prepares counterattack, tension rising in forest battle. Now Rolf confronted goblins inside forest, sword clashed violently, shocking Arya witnessing attack scene unfolding. Rolf noticed sword breaking mid-fight, realizing broken piece fell, while goblin advanced forward fast. Rolf focused deeply, realizing skill still inactive. While enemies surrounded him in forest area, Arya reacted in shock as broken blade flew. Realizing danger increased instantly around them. Rolf calmed himself, raising hand to block attack, focusing despite overwhelming enemy pressure building. Arya threatens destruction skill, warning it will destroy if touched hand instantly now there. Arya warns Rolf not to touch her, while he apologizes immediately shocked now there. Arya reveals skill called destruction. She says it will destroy anything touched, now there. Arya stands alone while Rolf watches from distance after warning her rejection now there. Arya close-up expression angry shouting, no and threatening destruction ability strongly, now there again. Arya reveals destruction skill as Rolf watches, shocked by sudden dangerous power activation. Now there, Rolf observes Arya's hand ability, destroying matter, realizing how dangerous her power truly is now. Arya explains her hand destroys anything it touches, turning objects into ashes instantly clearly now. Figaro watches closely confirming Arya destructive power, activated during battle situation right now. Indeed confirmed. Figaro acknowledges he already knew Arya's power was active during earlier encounter with certainty now. Arya introduces herself to Rolf after the battle, confirming identity and thanking him for saving her during goblin attack. Arya explains she does not fully understand her destruction skill, while Rolf and Arya stand together in forest clearing. Rolf reassures Arya that the broken sword did not hit her, confirming situation was accidental during combat encounter. Arya explains her glove suppresses her skill, causing unexpected activation when pressure is applied during battle conditions. Rolf questions Arya's presence in dangerous area and notices collar, sensing something unusual about her condition immediately. Now, Rolf and Arya face a charging goblin inside the forest as danger suddenly escalates now. Rolf attempts to defend while goblin attacks violently and Arya watches in shock nearby. Now, Arya warns Rolf not to touch her hand because her destruction skill activates uncontrollably now. Rolf panics as Arya rejects contact while warning of destruction causing imminent danger spreading fast. Rolf and Arya grab each other's hands stopping attack as goblins surround them dangerously now. Rolf struggles against death in battle while holding Elsa's hand, feeling his life fading rapidly now. Rolf reflects on his short life, realizing regret, while still grasping Elsa during dangerous situation unfolding. Elsa panics as Rolf weakens, but mysterious voice activates revival skill condition within battlefield system. Now a system message confirms skill activation requirement completed, signaling unknown power beginning to respond immediately now. A voice offers revival skill activation option, presenting choice while Rolf stands at critical moment. Now, Rolf studies the system interface, realizing he can recreate a legendary iron sword using revival skill now. He evaluates materials and percentages. Noticing broken iron sword has high probability of transformation success now. Rolf activates creation process, generating explosive power, while committing to attempt recreating legendary weapon immediately now. Rolf pushes forward, fighting goblins while testing newly formed weapon fragments during intense battle situation. Now, Rolf witnesses sword breaking mid-combat, realizing unstable creation results, while continuing to fight carefully now. Rolf notices his broken sword reformed sensing unknown power, after Elsa appears nearby. Suddenly glowing system confirms revival skill activation, showing reconstruction data for iron sword and probabilities increasing rapidly. Elsa explains her destructive hand ability, everything she touches disintegrates even unintentionally causing harm now. Sudden goblin attack interrupts forest silence. Rolf rushes forward protecting Elsa during chaotic battle scene. Rolf and Elsa reach out, forming unexpected bond as destiny begins to change completely forever. Watches Rolf awaken after touching her hands, his sword suddenly rebuilt and changed completely. Rolf stands in open field as Elsa approaches, both sensing strange unfamiliar destiny between them. Recalls childhood, villagers feared her cursed destruction skill that erased everything she touched all. Rolf freezes in shock, realizing the truth about Elsa's destructive ability and hidden suffering now. Elsa's father died from disease, mother died at birth, her power blamed for tragedy forever. Explains her destruction skill isolates her from villages, while Rolf learns her cursed reputation. Elsa's father gave her suppressing gloves and foretold someone would appear beyond their necessity. Questions Elsa's identity after hearing her loneliness and hidden fate tied to destruction skill. Elsa reveals she was treated as slave offering by villagers and transported away from home. Confirms understanding of her cursed past and connection to Volzensee house and Agdora family. Volzensee village saw goblin and orc attack carriage where Elsa was taken as slave offering. Elsa chained and suffering escaped captivity during chaos, and finally took her chance to flee. Elsa met Rolf in forest, both sensing fate connecting them as destined important meeting begins. Realized Elsa might be right about fate because her presence triggered his hidden skill. Smiled, revealing truth that since birth this was first time his skill activated fully. Rolf and Elsa sit in forest clearing after battle, understanding past events and consequences of Elsa's cursed destructive ability revealed fully. Elsa's father gives suppressing gloves predicting future helper, while villagers fear her destructive power and plan to remove her forcibly away. Rolf learns Elsa was sold as slave during goblin attack, realizing their meeting is tied to fate and suffering intertwined now. Attempts revival skill on broken sword while Elsa supports him, but his ability fails, causing confusion and frustration rising suddenly. Realizes his skill never activated before. Meeting Elsa, understanding her presence triggered his first true awakening and power change completely. Rolf and Elsa attempt destroying short sword, while testing revival skill activation together now. Touches Rolf's hand, while chains fade, and both sense strange awakening power together. System detects broken short sword, prompting Rolf to choose revival, while Elsa watches closely now. Rolf struggles as revival fails, while Elsa supports him, and reassures uncertain outcome together. Realizes skill activation began only after meeting Elsa, confirming shared fate connection now. Realizes his skill stabilizes only while holding Elsa's hand, surprising both of them now. System confirms broken short sword revival succeeds, showing unexpected quality results during experiment test phase complete. Rolf concludes, theory correct. Elsa's presence triggers revival skill dependency and forest meeting explanation confirmed. Elsa admits destruction skill alone exists, but connection with Rolf changes its potential outcome now. Both realize combined 2-in-1 abilities awaken, confirming extraordinary synergy between destruction and revival powers fully. An enormous orc suddenly attacks a traveling carriage convoy, scattering terrified adventurers along road immediately. Rolf rushes into battle alongside Elsa as monsters swarm the road, blocking escape path route. Confronts the orc directly, realizing this is his first real combat experience ever now. He swings his sword, unlocking hidden power as destruction and survival. Instincts awaken fully instantly. After victory, Rolf reflects on killing an orc and stepping into adventurer life beginning journey. Elsa explains collar detection magic and slave status, while Rolf listens concerned. Here's sword value, legendary quality, father handed it down, offering freedom release. Thanks Rolf and shows gratitude while they examine sword and share first moment together. Suggests using weapons dropped by monsters to earn money and survive journey. Elsa and Rolf decide to continue adventuring together, collecting loot and building their future path now onward. Rolf and Elsa cooperate in forest, experimenting with revival skill, while goblin crystal drops become new resource source discovered. Rolf destroys goblin crystal successfully and realizes monster materials can be used for testing and skill development progression. System detects destroyed crystal and prompts revival option, while Elsa observes Rolf's increasing skill efficiency and reaction. Lands successful attack on goblin, triggering experience gain and confirming skill level increase through combat interaction. System review status update showing regeneration skill leveling up, and realizes monster defeats accelerate his ability growth rapidly. Rolf and Elsa struggle with revival limits while discussing debts and pressure of restoring destroyed items. Reacts strongly to Elsa's past slavery status and rejects injustice while refusing to give up hope. They work together, treating wounds, using herbs, while building trust through small healing cooperation in forest. Elsa and Rolf coordinate closely as she allows his help, and both begin sharing responsibility in survival. They consider reviving herbs into healing resources, realizing their combined skills can restore objects into valuable medicinal tools. Rolf and Elsa celebrate successful herb revival, realizing legendary quality plants can generate massive value. They repeatedly revive herbs while building efficiency, confirming large-scale production potential from monster materials collected. System identifies legendary herb with extreme healing power and high market value, increasing rapidly. Rolf and Elsa calculate combined earnings from weapons and herbs, discovering enormous wealth growth together. Rolf becomes excited, realizing total earnings reach millions, while Elsa watches surprised at overwhelming success. Rolf and Elsa realize clothing restoration is possible, sparking excitement about expanding revival applications beyond weapons. Asks if damaged clothes can be restored, while Rolf confirms hesitation, testing limits of his skill carefully. Successfully triggers revival on clothing, causing shock as Elsa's outfit begins repairing itself through magic. Reacts embarrassed and surprised as the skill fully activates, restoring fabric while Rolf struggles to control effect. Both realize even clothing can be revived, marking another breakthrough in their experimental use of destruction and revival synergy. Embraces Rolf, thanking him softly while feeling genuine happiness for the first time. Elsa and Rolf share quiet closeness as she hesitantly allows contact, discovering comfort in human connection. Rolf and Elsa run through forest together, choosing to continue journey despite uncertain dangers ahead. Thanks Rolf while holding him closely, finding warmth and freedom in shared companionship now. Together they leave the clearing, beginning new life shaped by trust, skills, and shared destiny. Elsa embraced Rolf tightly, calming him after hardship, showing concern and quiet relief together. Villagers reported goblins attacked carriage, and an ogre caused destruction, desperately seeking help nearby. Tax officer met Elsa, confirming Rolf defeated ogre, and previously saved her safely recently. Elsa and Rolf walked together, as officials confirmed safety after defeating threats area secured. The ogre horn proved Rolf saved them, earning recognition from relieved villagers presented gratitude. Tax officer approaches Rolf and Elsa after ogre defeat requesting money retrieval from carriage. Officer explains guards from Golden Lions fled when monsters appeared during transport incident earlier. Now, he insists he must bring money to Agoraphan no matter what, expecting promised reward immediately. Elsa agrees, conditionally demanding Rolf be released before accepting the dangerous request immediately now decision. Rolf reacts in shock as the unexpected demand changes situation between them completely. Now tension rising, tax officer questions Rolf, asking if he intends to buy Elsa after release request. Now Rolf firmly demands Elsa's freedom, insisting she must be released without any condition immediately now. Officer mentions memory issues, claims Dragon Village debt, and values herbs at high amount. Confused. Officer laughs, calling herbs worth 500k each, suggesting impossible steal accusation toward them. Now again. Agreement formed, Elsa will be released after Rolf retrieves carriage money successfully is decided. Now, tax officer approached Rolf and Elsa, requesting carriage recovery after ogre defeat. Officer explained guards from Golden Lions fled when monsters appeared during transport. He insisted retrieving tax money from carriage, demanding completion of mission reward. Elsa demanded Rolf's release conditionally before accepting the request from authority. Rolf agreed, and the journey began toward the guild. Elsa accompanied him, and they prepared to complete the mission and retrieve the carriage money successfully without further delay. Rolf and Elsa enter the Adventurer Guild, observing crowded interior filled with noisy adventurers. Elsa processes items including magic crystals and ogre horn, shocking guild receptionist with rare materials. Adventurers react with disbelief after hearing Rolf defeated an ogre and brought its horn. Guild members laugh loudly, mocking claim while Rolf defends truth about defeating goblins and ogre. Despite ridicule, Elsa remains calm, while Rolf appears surprised by guild reaction, tension rising. Rolf and Elsa discuss payment outcome after appraisal, while guild confirms total reward and valuation result. Figaro observes situation, noting events turning interesting as he evaluates Rolf's request and current developments carefully. Merchant questions whether Rolf will repay debt, mentioning gods and suspicion, while Rolf reacts confused. Armed men accuse Rolf of swindling materials, escalating tension as misunderstanding spreads within guild situation. Figaro reports tax officer escaped after ogre incident, explaining goblin attack on carriage situation. Accusations rise as guild argues over Rolf stealing materials and contradicting goblin and ogre claims. Figaro defends Rolf, stating escorts fled and Rolf defeated ogre and recovered carriage money. Truth. Guild members dispute story, accusing fraud, while Rolf is confronted and tensions escalate further inside. Authority reveals Rolf's role in defeating ogre and recovering carriage funds, confirming mission success publicly. Figaro confronts officials, announcing young master graduation from adventurer duties and next lord role decision. Guild members argue, accuse Rolf. Figaro defends him. Tensions rise, causing sudden dismissal order issued. Figaro apologizes, rewards Rolf and Elsa, acknowledging carriage recovery escort failure and ogre defeat incident. Elsa receives reward bag. Rolf remains surprised. Guild atmosphere calms after misunderstanding fully resolved. Now, Rolf and Elsa receive gratitude. Guild members accept truth. Journey continues forward, peacefully now together. Rolf and Elsa enter the room lent by Almany, discussing gratitude for the arrangement and accommodation. Elsa discovers a large bed and lies down, impressed by its softness and comfort. Rolf walks in and becomes shocked seeing Elsa on the bed unexpectedly inside the room. Rolf freezes, flustered, while Elsa looks confused, realizing misunderstanding in the shared room situation. As tension rises and both react awkwardly inside the guild assigned lodging, moment continues silently now. Elsa leaned over Rolf, silently observing him while he slowly woke up in bed. Rolf recalled last night as Elsa suddenly pushed him back, surprising him completely startled. Elsa called out to Rolf, inviting him forward while he hesitated quietly briefly unsure. Rolf stood nervously at the doorway, unsure why Elsa questioned his readiness that moment. Rolf panicked when Elsa approached closely, leaving him flustered and confused, entirely still shocked. Elsa rested peacefully in bed while Rolf observed her quietly through the morning light softly. Rolf felt drowsy while recalling last night, as Elsa noted a calm, peaceful morning together. Rolf stood near window, reflecting he must have fallen asleep, while Elsa smiled nearby softly. Elsa greeted Rolf in morning light, appearing calm while he remained shy and slightly confused. Elsa planned to join Adventurers Guild with Rolf, while he realized her determined resolve clearly. Elsa completed adventurer registration at Guild, receiving her license while Rolf observed beside her quietly. Guild staff explained ranks starting iron grade and rising toward platinum, while they listened carefully. Elsa examined quest board, selecting missions while Rolf considered safer gathering tasks for steady progress. Merchant inspected newly crafted weapons, estimating value while Rolf awaited approval for sale outcome silently. Together they decided to depart, preparing equipment and beginning their first official adventure journey forward. Rolf negotiated payment at guild shop, while Merchant confirmed purchase of newly crafted weapons calmly. Elsa demonstrated bow skills confidently, while explaining her hunting experience from village background clearly focused. Rolf selected shield and breastplate equipment carefully, while Elsa watched approving their choices for travel. Rolf hears about red-eyed merchant Bernhard who travels collecting selling items across regions widely known. Elsa questions identity while Merchant explains Bernhard is traveling merchant of rare goods trade network. Merchant warns Rolf about used armor risks, while Elsa listens carefully beside him inside the shop. Payment concludes smoothly as Elsa thanks the merchant, preparing gear with Rolf for their departure. New leather breastplate fits Elsa as Rolf examines the equipment quality during their adjustment moment. Guild assigns herb gathering and land recovery tasks after explaining rank restrictions for adventurers clearly. Field restoration begins with Elsa and Rolf collecting herbs together, testing recovery abilities across damaged land. While Rolf regenerated ordinary soil, Elsa observed the field showing minimal value gained silently nearby. Suddenly the system activated material synthesis skill, unlocking new capability for Rolf, immediately surprising him. Elsa tested destruction ability, combining medicinal plants and poisonous scraps while exploring crafting possibilities rapidly. Crafting experiments produced rope from weeds, clubs from wood, and goblin weapons from bones instantly. Chaos erupted as skeletal monster attacked. Rolf and Elsa confronted screaming undead threat directly ahead. Inside dungeon passage, Rolf and Elsa notice collapsed soil structure indicating artificial dungeon and possible demonic invasion, threatening nearby town immediately. Guild staff explains dungeon rank dangers while warning about traps, unnatural structure, and restricted missions for lower-ranked adventurers clearly emphasized. Wind shifts strangely as Rolf senses directional change, indicating hidden passage currents, prompting Elsa to prepare and move cautiously forward together. Collapse begins as dungeon room fractures unexpectedly, while Rolf shouts warning and Elsa narrowly avoids falling debris during chaos, erupting danger. Skeleton emerges screaming, violently attacking Rolf and Elsa, as dungeon monster awakens, triggering urgent battle within collapsing underground chamber, instantly engaged. Rolf blocks skeleton strike inside dungeon, while Elsa prepares counterattack as debris falls violently around them. Skeletons rush forward, attacking both adventurers, forcing Rolf and Elsa into tight defensive coordination under pressure. Elsa cuts skeletal arm cleanly, while Rolf advances, carefully protecting her flank during close combat engagement. Both maintain formation, blocking multiple skeleton attacks while unstable dungeon corridor shakes and danger escalates rapidly. Collapse begins suddenly, forcing Rolf to watch Elsa evade skeleton strike, leaving battlefield tense and unresolved. Elsa apologizes after triggering a trap while Rolf reassures her and confirms he is unharmed. Strange orb mechanism activates, revealing trap structure as Rolf and Elsa examine it cautiously inside corridor. A sudden magical effect triggers, revealing it as a setup, while confusion spreads between both adventurers. Ancient stone statues appear, including a wolf figure indicating something was sealed and artificially placed here. Elsa notices the wolf statue moving slightly, while both realize the dungeon contains active hidden guardians. Elsa collapses beside a wounded wolf as Rolf calls out in shock when the dungeon suddenly intensifies around them. Emergency unfolds as Rolf prepares healing medicine, while Elsa restrains the injured beast, and chaos spreads through the tunnel. Beast transformation begins, revealing unnatural mutation, while Rolf tries stabilizing the situation as Elsa struggles to contain the creature. Elsa forces recovery medicine into the creature's mouth while Rolf warns her about stopping the bleeding quickly under pressure. Rolf begs Elsa to avoid destructive force as she hesitates. Realizing the wolf may still be partially alive, Rolf and Elsa stand frozen, as the seal suddenly shatters, releasing immense energy from the dungeon core. Regeneration skill activates uncontrollably while Rolf insists on saving the situation, convincing Elsa to trust his judgment. Both agree to proceed carefully as Rolf prepares his technique, while Elsa braces for unpredictable magical reaction. Massive surge erupts, revealing the demon wolf seal breaking, and its power reaching legendary status instantly. Rolf realizes the regeneration ability caused the release, forcing him to decide between stopping it or continuing forward. Afterward, Rolf and Elsa witness Demon Wolf transforming into harmless Puppy before them now. Puppy sits calmly beside them, wagging tail, while both relax after intense battle finally. Rolf receives comfort as the girl hugs the wolf pup. Everyone feels relieved now. Pup reacts joyfully as hands support it. Healing effect spreads, bringing visible relief there. Girl lifts pup while Rolf observes. Regeneration stabilizes, revealing demon wolf quality fully emerges. Girl requests keeping pup. Rolf agrees calmly. Companions watch happily. Scene feels settled now. Group continues naming pup Rizzy. Rolf acknowledges improvement. Journey proceeds forward together as Team Rolf and Elsa name the rescued wolf pup Rizzy, confirming it as a fitting name. Elder Armin approaches Rolf and Elsa, asking about medicinal herbs and their origin. Armin explains the herbs came from Rolf and Elsa, while they react in confusion and concern. Armin reveals the herb is legendary quality made by their combined skill usage. Rolf and Elsa are attacked by workers processing herbs, discovering their power value exploited. Rolf learns his hidden identity as Red-Eyed Bernhard, while others react in shock now. Vanessa appears and questions adventurers about rare herbs, while Rolf listens with confusion growing. Rolf apologizes and asks to move Rizzy the pup away from Vanessa carefully now. Group questions if Rolf is Red-Eyed Bernhard while observing the situation carefully. Now Belle introduces adventurers and explains herb's origin, while Rolf watches silently nearby. Scene continues. Rolf explains he obtained herbs from a dense area, while the companion reacts with surprise and curiosity. Rolf becomes uneasy as he questions whether he is being suspected, noticing concern in the other's expression. The group discusses dense land conditions, suggesting high nutrient absorption and rare growth potential. Rolf is offered payment and a request to guide them. While he evaluates the situation carefully, Rolf reacts to large monetary offers, showing shock as negotiation escalates unexpectedly. Armin and Vanessa negotiate herb's value, while Rolf listens and evaluates situation carefully. Now Armin invites Rolf and group to mansion, while others react with confusion and surprise. Rolf's companions react to Rizzy's aggressive behavior, while confusion spreads among visiting officials. Now Armand leads group toward mansion, while Rolf hesitates and others discuss business matters now. Group departs together as negotiations continue, with Rolf observing situation and following along. Now, Vanessa remarks Rolf usefulness, while group observes city meeting continues calmly around them. Now Vanessa discusses accommodation with Rolf, both considering tonight's lodging arrangements within town carefully now. I can't stay at inn with Lizzie. Concern spreads among group members present now. Group debates camping outside city, deciding to avoid guild pursuit and dangers now together. Guild discusses dungeon report herb requests and goblin mission results in detail now reviewed. Rolf, Elsa, and Lizzie travel together and decide to set up camp outside the city for safety. Lizzie notices Rizzy's collar and praises it while interacting warmly with the wolf pup. The group enjoys a shared meal, expressing gratitude to Elsa for preparing food after their journey. Elsa shows confidence in her bow skills while interacting playfully with the group. The group agrees to rest early and prepare for tomorrow's search near the lake for medicinal herbs. Elsa visits Rolf at night, asking a personal favor while Rolf listens carefully and answers calmly. Elsa rests beside Rolf and recalls childhood memories, while Lizzie senses danger and urges caution urgently. Lizzie warns Elsa to stay back as tension rises, and Rolf becomes alert to possible threat nearby. Morning arrives as travelers meet others who recognize Rolf, calling him by his former nickname. A hostile group confronts Rolf's past party members, blaming them for expulsion and discussing their next actions. Armin and armed men confront group, discussing reinstating Golden Lions through coercive threats now. Rolf grips weapon, firmly refusing apology, while tension rises between opposing parties nearby now. Bandits attack aggressively, shouting orders while targeting Rolf as he prepares defense immediately. Now, clashes swords with opponent. Intense combat unfolds as both strike violently, fiercely ongoing. Rolf fights multiple enemies, simultaneously dodging attacks and countering with precision strength. Now again, surprises enemies as group shouts Gato was stronger than expected during battle now. Armored mustached fighter judges, Rolf not strong while preparing weapon for confrontation immediately. Now Rolf clashes with opponent, exchanging heavy blows. Every single strike feels extremely heavy now. Enemies shout attack, get him while accusing Rolf of stealing sword and gaps now. Rolf continues fighting, analyzing opponent gaps during combat, maintaining pressure and control immediately. Now armed group confronts, travelers demanding reinstatement of Golden Lions and reporting Figaro cheating results. Rolf grips weapon, firmly refusing apology while enemies prepare to attack aggressively immediately. Now Elsa is attacked by tentacle-like monster while Rolf is called out urgently. Now spreads. Exchanges heavy blows with armored opponent during intense sword clash battle continues now. Rolf analyzes opponent gaps while fighting multiple enemies and countering with precise strikes. Now Elsa is captured mid-attack by tentacles while Rolf tries to reach her urgently. Lizzie confronts Elsa's situation as tentacles restrain her and tension rises sharply. Vanessa appears with staff, confronting the situation while Rolf and others react in shock, explains magical restrictions and assigns control, while Rolf struggles to understand. Vanessa warns of permanent consequences, escalating fear and confusion among the group. Vanessa proposes Merchant Guild partnership, insisting she needs Rolf and Elsa together. Now immediately, Rolf accepts proposal cautiously, while evaluating risks, sensing deeper intentions behind Vanessa's request carefully. Declares she needs both Rolf and Elsa, surprising them during tense negotiation meeting. Rolf reacts in shock as unexpected alliance proposal changes direction of entire situation abruptly. Rolf and his party meet adventurer merchant Bernhard, surprised hearing his request today now. Bernhard invites them, asking for strength, guiding group toward his place, explaining situation quickly. Rolf's group searches forest herbs, learning medicinal plants vanished, keeping skills secret carefully onward. They arrive at Flarewalk Cargo warehouse, seeing huge transport wagon outside, immediately stunned. Group realizes Mr. Bernhard's house is massive, surprising everyone with its scale, instantly amazed. Observes massive 2-in-1 cargo wagon arriving at Merchant Bernhard's warehouse in astonishment today. Bernhard explains the moving cargo house, saying 10 horses are not required for pulling. The cargo house uses mithril structure resisting monster attacks with high endurance, explained clearly. They enter safe interior discussing medicinal herbs mission, while keeping skills secret carefully hidden. Ignores medicinal herb story, stating he does not care about details anymore now. Bernhard the merchant cat stated interest in their skills, clarifying misunderstanding about intentions now. Bernhard explained they possessed rare regeneration skills after asking Mr. Figaro previously today revealed. Rolf explained his skills seemed trash, failing activation due to Golden Lion sickness condition. Bernhard described dungeon discovery and medicinal herbs, while noticing Rolf changes near Elsa together. Rolf silently considered merchant words, realizing Elsa's presence affected his abilities strongly right now. Bernhard explains he wants to understand Rolf's regeneration skills and Elsa's influence clearly during conversation. Rolf learns rare regeneration skill is valuable, while Bernhard reveals knowledge about medicinal herb growth. Elsa and Rolf agree to keep their abilities hidden, following adventurer rules strictly in silence. Bernhard, called Red-Eyed Merchant, demonstrates analytical insight, observing adventurers' behavior and patterns carefully. Group discusses privately, deciding to consult Elsa first before revealing full information about skills. Bernhard carefully observes Rolf and Elsa, explaining interest in their skills while analyzing Elsa's influence over Rolf's abilities clearly today. Now, Bernhard explains regeneration skills are extremely rare while discussing medicinal herbs growing in unusual clusters across regions, with analytical insight now. Elsa and Rolf agree to conceal abilities carefully, following strict adventurer rules while maintaining cautious behavior around others silently together now. Bernhard demonstrates sharp analytical ability as Red-Eyed Merchant, observing adventurers and accurately interpreting their behavior patterns with precise insight overall view. Elsa demonstrates destruction skill, causing controlled glass shattering, while explaining gloves help contain and guide her power safely during demonstration. Now, Rolf and Elsa discuss destruction and regeneration skills, interacting only through direct contact carefully. Bernhard analyzes Rolf's rare regeneration skill, while Elsa observes quietly during explanation, carefully now. Bernhard accurately deduces their abilities while Rolf and Elsa decide secrecy together silently now. Bernhard requests testing skills while group discusses safe demonstrations inside quiet room carefully together. Explains regeneration skill restoring only destroyed matter while Rolf listens seriously now carefully. Rolf examines regeneration and destruction link, observing rare skill interaction carefully, while merchant evaluates value accurately now. Bernhard confirms glass object value high, showing reconstituted items gaining massive worth through skill usage demonstration. Clearly Rolf reflects he struggled activating skill until meeting Elsa, realizing her presence changed his abilities significantly. Bernhard explains regeneration improves quality of restored materials, revealing legendary herbs formed through repeated enhancement process. Elsa states both skills complement each other naturally, while jokingly reacting to dangerous yet compatible abilities together. Rolf hears warning that destruction and regeneration could become dangerous war tools in future. Bernhard explains young adventurers selling herbs could be discovered despite strong reputation and channels. Rolf recalls parents worried about him becoming adventurer after receiving a dangerous request once. He believes parents continued journey after request and never returned, leaving him alone behind. Rolf and group raise hands confidently believing parents continue journey somewhere even now still. Rolf tells Bernhard he became an adventurer, hoping to find his missing parents someday across the world. Rolf politely asks Bernhard to let him join the party with Elsa while traveling together onward. The group reunites with Lizzie and confirms everyone is safe while introducing new companions inside wagon. Bernhard invites them to use the same bed arrangement, causing surprise and confusion among party members. Elsa calmly laughs off misunderstanding, while Rolf reacts embarrassed, reacting to unexpected shared situation awkwardly. Rolf reacts to marriage rumor, while Elsa explains Bernhard's merchant relationships calmly today. Now, Bernhard invites party to join journey while Rolf requests cooperation from adventurers now onward. Lizzie meets group inside wagon, while Elsa confirms joining adventurer party traveling together now. Bernhard suggests shared room causing confusion while Elsa jokes about sleeping arrangements awkward moment. Elsa serves meal while Rolf and party enjoy beginning of adventurer life together happily, wakes up in a warm room, noticing unfamiliar calm morning atmosphere around him now. He finds Elsa and Vanessa nearby, confirming peaceful night together with no incidents occurring. Vanessa teases Rolf, while explaining responsibility concepts, causing him to react in confusion suddenly. Reassures group, showing relaxed behavior, while others misunderstand situation between sleeping arrangements earlier night. Rolf realizes situation was innocent, feeling embarrassed while others continue light teasing conversation together. Rolf greets Mr. Bernhard while waking up inside warm wagon morning together. Scene now. Elsa gently wakes Rolf, while teasing him after messy morning bath situation unfolds. Calmly rabbit adventurer complains about bathing water, while wagon departs as merchant calls loudly chase. Bernhard starts new merchant journey while Rolf and party prepare adventures ahead excitedly forward. Rolf smiles happily realizing he can continue adventures with new friends forever. Now onward, Elsa observes Rolf calmly outside the mansion, while distant town noises continue softly flowing. Figaro rushes toward Rolf inside Guild Hall, announcing sudden problem with urgency alarming situation. Guild clerk confirms Rolf Kuhn and Bernhard San merchant adventurer party registration, without hesitation accepted formally. Tavern adventurers gossip about Rolf joining merchant group with trash skills, not activating rumors. Rolf leaves guild building with companions, stepping into new uncertain adventure, a head journey begins. Rolf signs enrollment document at guild desk, officially joining Bernhard Merchant Adventurer Party under clerk supervision and formal registration approval completed. Figaro reacts shocked as townspeople question Lord Bernhard's decision, doubting Rolf joining Merchant Party due to useless rumored skills discussion continues. Rolf stands silently while hearing criticism from adventurers claiming whatever he does remains useless, showing doubt and dismissive attitudes spread widely. Bernhard denies accusations about Rolf carrying luggage unfairly, stating no need for lies while adventurer misunderstands situation and guild tension rising. Bernhard explains situation seriously while Rolf listens confused, tension easing as misunderstanding begins resolving among party members present. Calmly final decision. Bernhard declares Rolf will join Adventurer Merchant Guild, despite objections from surrounding nobles present. Guild clerk processes enrollment paperwork while Rolf hesitates and Bernhard remains firmly decided serious. Rolf rejects pressure from guild members and firmly refuses joining Golden Lion's organization offer. Bernhard leaves guild angrily warning Rolf while supporters rush out behind him tense atmosphere. Rolf stands alone inside guild hall, reflecting on betrayal and uncertain future path ahead. Bernhard continues enrollment procedure smoothly while Rolf listens, still uncertain about situation unfolding now. Clerk announces Rolf officially joins Adventurer Merchant Guild, confirming membership while crowd reacts shock. Rolf receives warm handshake from companion, beginning cooperative mission within Merchant Adventurer group formed. Lady explains guild operations while Rolf asks about magic crystal quantities and resources carefully. Rolf discusses mission details with guild member, agreeing to cooperate and begin work formally. Rolf evaluates magic crystal stock with calm confidence while discussing large storage supply availability. Rolf instantly decides to purchase all available magic crystals, surprising the clerk with unexpected demand. Negotiation continues as Rolf treats crystals as investment, while others question his decision and Bernhard watches carefully. Guild staff apologizes for delay while Rolf and Bernhard await processing, maintaining formal business atmosphere. Rolf is addressed respectfully by staff as transaction concludes, confirming large-scale crystal purchase agreement completed. Guildmaster questions Rolf about buying magic stones, while recognizing Bernhard and observing situation carefully. Storage barrels of low-quality magic stones are shown as Guildmaster warns about risks and monster transformation. Guildmaster questions Rolf's decision, while explaining storage difficulty and practical issues with large crystal purchase. Rolf explains he received information about usage methods and confident reasoning behind his purchase decision. Bernhard agrees to pay using guild account while Rolf politely thanks him and transaction is officially accepted. Guildmaster requests help regarding newly discovered dungeon near town, asking Bernhard and Rolf for strategic support. Immediately urgent mission briefing. Guildmaster explains advance payment and success fee for dungeon operation, while discussing strategy costs and Rolf guidance involvement terms agreed. Bernhard agrees to cover payment and supports Rolf guiding dungeon expedition, while Guild finalizes contract and discusses additional costs confirmed deal. Rolf confidently states he can guide inside dungeon and assures group it will not take too much time. Simple scouting plan. Bernhard pauses, thoughtfully acknowledging Rolf's suggestion, while guild members react and agreement begins forming for upcoming dungeon expedition plan. Final approval. Guildmaster explains new dungeon request while Bernhard and Rolf listen carefully inside meeting. Workers complete stacking magic stones onto wagons outside. Guild finishing heavy transport operations successfully. Rolf asks if he can buy a second-hand weapon, seeking permission cautiously. Now Elsa looks confused, questioning why Rolf needs a second-hand weapon. Suddenly asks softly. Rolf delegates purchase responsibility to Bernhard, confidently accepting assistance and finalizing agreement quickly. Now Rolf confidently states buying used items is part of proper merchant adventurer practice, while guild discussion continues formally. Elsa and Vanessa interact closely with Rolf, playfully showing equipment while asking for his opinion on appearance. Rolf reacts in extreme shock, seeing the outfit situation, overwhelmed and flustered by unexpected presentation. Vanessa teases Rolf while Elsa questions fighting readiness, causing embarrassment and confusion among group. Rolf calmly selects weapon item while guild staff instructs him to wait outside, continuing preparation process. Rolf and Bernhard discuss used weapons purchase plan, while merchant handles requests efficiently in shop. Merchant explains second-hand stock availability, while Rolf quickly decides to buy large quantities without hesitation. Rolf asks advice about used equipment while Merchant explains noble demands influencing low-rank equipment sales. Merchant confirms understanding Rolf request while reviewing inventory and explaining noble-related demand effects on market. Elsa, Vanessa, and Rolf finish shop interaction, while group prepares equipment and continues merchant expedition planning. Rolf discusses used weapons purchase with Merchant, while companions wait outside quietly nearby. Now, Elsa and Vanessa show equipment closely while asking Rolf opinion about appearance together calmly. Rolf reacts in shock seeing Elsa and Vanessa, overwhelmed and flustered by situation. Suddenly, Vanessa teases Rolf, while Elsa questions fighting readiness, causing embarrassment and confusion among group. Rolf calmly selects weapon while guild staff instruct him to wait outside. Preparation continues. Rolf declares he will become strongest adventurer while promising Elsa he will buy anything she wants confidently. Elsa and Vanessa react embarrassed, while Rolf insists on protecting their happiness and appearance without hesitation. Rolf passionately declares he wants Elsa to always look pretty, showing strong emotional motivation and determination. Vanessa thanks Rolf, while teasing continues, and group dynamics remain playful and supportive among companions. Rolf observes Elsa carefully while conversation shifts toward dungeon conquest plans involving Bernhard and strategy discussions. Bernhard confidently states dungeon conquest plans while evaluating situation seriously and preparing group for upcoming mission. Wild deer stood quietly sensing danger approaching through the silent rain-soaked forest realm. Armored stagecoach thundered forward pulling beasts across shattered road, while adventurers watched nervously closely. Passengers on stagecoach reacted with awe as massive beast pulled them through battlefield terrain. Riders inside laughed proudly enjoying fast journey while observing shocked expressions of nearby travelers. Rolf and Elsa continued forward together, witnessing calm aftermath after chaotic beast-driven journey. Rolf's party rushed forward as the massive stagecoach launched violently, heading toward the unexplored dungeon with determined excitement. Ahead journey begins. Massive Flarewalker stagecoach moved smoothly across harsh terrain, beasts pulling it effortlessly, while adventurers observed its engineering strength, closely impressed. Elsa, Rolf, and companions reacted in shock, learning Flarewalker used wide wheels and mithril steel construction explained calmly, clearly detailed. Proudly designed luxurious interior space inside stagecoach, ensuring comfortable living quarters for long journeys, impressing Rolf and companions deeply satisfied. Adventurers relaxed inside, moving stagecoach, enjoying smooth journey as Rolf observed progress, while Elsa appreciated successful transportation innovation. Calm atmosphere continues. Rolf and Elsa traveled forward, discussing their plan to acquire own stagecoach someday together. The massive Flarewalker stagecoach raced across terrain, showing incredible strength and engineering design. Elsa and Rolf reacted in shock, learning wide wheels and mithril steel construction details. They discovered entrance to dungeon, preparing carefully while Elsa planned healing regeneration training ahead. Party prepared leveling journey, as Rolf focused on regeneration skill growth strategy, forward together. Explained Bernhard had bought many magic crystals for their skill usage purposes together. Activated skill interface regeneration increased level 10, while system reacted unexpectedly quickly. Now, Elsa noticed numbers appearing above magic crystals, indicating simultaneous activation experiments. Starting process begun. Crystals suddenly flew out violently. Elsa and Rolf reacted in complete shock, instantly now. Elsa observed destructive energy forming from hand, realizing skills were evolving dangerously, rapidly intensifying. Attempts absorbing many magic crystals at once, aiming faster regeneration leveling method, immediately increasing power quickly. System limits appear, restricting crystal selection to 172, while Rolf questions upper absorption capacity, rules carefully. Now Rolf successfully activates mass absorption. Crystals fly toward him rapidly, while Elsa and others prepare support. Orders healing support as Rolf suffers backlash from overload. Teammates rush to stabilize him quickly. System warns body damage limit exceeded. Rolf endures pain after absorbing crystals beyond safe capacity threshold. Rolf and Elsa discuss crystal limits carefully, realizing absorption has daily restrictions and risks explained clearly. Elsa reassures Rolf after overload incident, comforting him closely while emotional tension fades between them. Team decides to count remaining crystals, preparing structured plan for controlled regeneration training and resource management. They calculate absorption limit rules, confirming only 300 crystals per Dalton Y allowed safely for Rolf. Party agrees to level up slowly, then continue dungeon exploration together with planned long journey ahead. Rolf trains under Elsa's guidance, learning skill range limits while preparing for controlled dungeon preparation ahead carefully. Next day training begins as Rolf practices regeneration skill through combat drills with focused determination, improving steadily. Elsa tests Rolf's skill range using controlled strikes, observing regeneration effectiveness within approximately 10-step distance carefully measured. A massive golem appears during training. Elsa confidently challenges it while preparing Rolf for real battle experience. Elsa declares battle start, facing Golem head-on as Rolf prepares to support her during intense combat scenario. Rolf and Elsa coordinate during combat training, focusing on synchronization and teamwork against the Golem threat ahead. Elsa and Rolf perform synchronized attack drills, while instructors emphasize teamwork, spacing, and magical coordination improvement. Rolf recalls sword training from Bernhard, while observing Elsa's enhanced bow skills during combined combat practice sessions. Days pass as Rolf's regeneration skill increases significantly, unlocking new equipment synthesis ability through continuous growth. Rolf checks system update showing regeneration level rising to 23, confirming steady progression after intensive training. Rolf examines equipment synthesis ability carefully, realizing it may resemble advanced material synthesis system function. Rolf selects Iron Sword +1 for reconstruction, while system confirms synthesis compatibility using regeneration skill interface control. Iron Sword successfully reconstructs with enhanced attack power, showing visible upgrade effect and system completion message displayed. Bernhard explains, equipment performance depends on blacksmith skill, while warning about low success rate risks carefully. Party discusses safety of enhancements, agreeing to keep upgraded equipment hidden while evaluating future market impact carefully. Rolf smiled, while realizing equipment verification ability revealed hidden values of items clearly. Now observe simulated combat, using verification skill and predicting enemy movements during training session. Reassures Rolf while discussing fate, loyalty, and his seemingly useless regeneration skill dependence. Strongly denies leaving Rolf. expressing determination and concern about his safety always now. Group reassures Rolf, strengthening trust between companions, while emotions and bonds deepen further together. Explains preparing thoroughly for dungeon missions, while Rolf agrees with safety-first leadership mindset. Training begins as Rolf and companions follow structured combat preparation under Elsa's strict guidance. Rolf trains using regeneration skill, improving range control while testing combat effectiveness carefully in practice. A massive golem battle simulation begins as Elsa leads frontline combat with confident determination. Party continues coordinated fight against multiple golems, showcasing teamwork, regeneration use, and combat synergy skills. Rolf displays legendary Iron Sword +1, while regeneration skill reaches level 25, steadily upgraded. Bernhard explains blacksmith god skill, creating weapons requires years careful experience and mastery alone. Party prepares entering uncharted dungeon territory while deciding equipment choices carefully before departure. Now, Elsa and Rolf ready themselves, confirming teamwork before dangerous dungeon expedition begins now together. Final preparations complete, group steps forward together ready for dungeon exploration mission now begins. Elsa and Rolf prepare armor, joking lightly before dungeon departure mission start. Party stands ready as Elsa leads group toward dungeon entrance confidently. Now group departs together toward dungeon entrance feeling excited and determined for battle. Rolf and companions walk through forest exchanging thanks while staying alert now. Shadowy enemies observe silently as Rolf grips sword preparing for ambush ahead. Elsa continued climbing the ladder inside dungeon, while Rolf watched worriedly below, carefully nearby. Rolf and the party gathered as the rabbit guide initiated dungeon investigation mission begun. The party inspected the room where the red ball was located, carefully. Elsa confirmed. They discovered submerged section beyond the tunnel, and prepared to explore further ahead carefully. The group proceeded from submerged place, confirming dungeon connection and deeper route, carefully onward. Vanessa instructed Elsa to use water magic support, while the party secured equipment carefully inside dungeon. Elsa activated water magic as Rolf and allies secured a lifeline rope system to prevent getting lost inside maze structure. Vanessa's water magic activated and protective coating formed, allowing Elsa and Rolf to prepare for underwater entry. The party proceeded into submerged tunnel, where Vanessa confirmed breathing support worked, and exploration continued safely. Elsa advanced underwater alongside Rolf and others using the magical support system, while moving deeper into dungeon route. Vanessa led party carefully through stairs while lifeline rope guided dungeon movement ahead forward. Party discovered a door inside dungeon while rabbit guide warned possible trap ahead there. Elsa instructed Rolf to fix lifeline carefully while Vanessa monitored dungeon passage security system. Rolf noticed lifeline rope suddenly slackened, causing alarm as party sensed something wrong ahead. Dungeon flooded suddenly as massive water surge erupted, forcing party to brace impact together. Vanessa and Rolf discovered lifeline rope was loose, realizing something changed during previous room immediately. Elsa examined the rope closely while Vanessa observed, confirming it had been cut cleanly. Evidence. The party concluded the lifeline was deliberately cut, suspecting another adventurer inside dungeon, presence unknown. Rolf and Elsa discussed possibility of trap, noting unknown presence, manipulating dungeon pathways carefully planned. Suddenly party felt something pulling legs underwater, signaling hidden enemy, attacking from below, instantly rising. Vanessa led party carefully forward, warning possible monsters lurking ahead, while Rolf and Elsa prepared weapons inside dungeon corridor, tension rising. Suddenly massive beast statue monster awakened from dungeon trap, startling Rolf and Elsa while Vanessa raised magic staff to defend instantly. The roaring monster lunged forward, causing chaos as Lizzie reacted fiercely, while Rolf shielded Elsa behind him, preparing counterattack urgently now. Vanessa analyzed battlefield, realizing statues were activated by unknown magic force, while Elsa noticed irregular energy flow around dungeon core area. Party regrouped carefully, sensing stronger presence deeper inside dungeon as Rolf prepared lifeline, while Elsa readied destruction magic for next battle. Lizzie reacts as creature lunges. Elsa watches. Rolf moves forward quickly. Lizzie runs ahead through corridor. Elsa and Rolf call after her urgently now. Rolf identifies route forward, shouting. Lizzie continues deeper into passage without hesitation anymore. Lizzie's companion guides group through narrow corridor. Elsa stays alert for hidden danger. Creature stops at tunnel entrance. Party prepares carefully, ready to follow unknown path. The party used water magic while advancing through submerged dark corridor carefully together onward. Vanessa suggests using water magic. Party walks safely across surface, avoiding dangers ahead. Now the group exits cave opening, discovering bright outside world after long submerged journey. Finally, Rolf notices outside exit as party reacts in surprise near lake entrance, immediately stunned. The party reaches vast lake surface named Lake Van, sparkling under sunlight ahead calmly. Party arrived at Lake Van, learning it was source water for Aguadora region explained nearby. Group entered ruins. Vanessa suggested this might be entrance, using water magic, carefully exploring onward. Elsa studied ancient inscriptions revealing goddess Dwyeries, Sama history, and buried creator beneath ruins, clearly. Vanessa explained goddess created world granting skills to humans, while party listens carefully. Now their party observes ancient stone marking burial site of creator ally, while Vanessa reflects silently nearby. Rolf explains he did not see ally characters on Dwyeries' tomb inscriptions nearby site. Lizzie rushes ahead, as Elsa and Rolf chase her through cavern corridor urgently now. Elsa considers stone elephant room, wondering if Lizzie's companion dislikes the creature there now. Party discusses relationship between Lizzie and girl, while dog creature observes curiously nearby. Now party calms creature, decides to return to investigation after finding original entrance safely now. Rolf reviews dungeon map, confirming emergency escape route through submerged lake system carefully. Now rabbit guide explains no real demons. Dungeon map completed. Identifies emergency exit route clearly. Party discusses investigation completion. Creepy statue monster, planning light rest before continuing tomorrow soon. Figaro-san appears before crowd, respected knight leader, greeting party with confident smile today here. Adventurers greet party arrival, acknowledging success while celebrating safe return together in joy. Now, Figaro questions Golden Lion purpose, while party states they came to explore dungeon here. Leader invites them forward saying he already bought it and they should proceed now. Figaro warns lifeline danger, submerged section risky, but leader insists no need exists there. Knights react shocked, calling it unreasonable, while acknowledging they are not weak party indeed. Knights remain stunned outside realizing situation, while group discussion continues under tense atmosphere now. Adventurers confronted Figaro, accusing him of cutting Rolf's lifeline, tension rising sharply immediately. Now Figaro denied accusations, calmly insisting he never cut lifeline, while others reacted shocked there. Party argued about lifeline incident while Figaro explained rules and dungeon investigation conditions clearly. Leader commanded adventurers forward, declaring investigation start as group prepared to move ahead. Now entire party rushed forward together, starting dungeon investigation, while crowds watched them leave. Now, character realizes homework remains unfinished while adjusting hat, feeling slightly worried about it now. Party discusses dungeon events calmly during dinner, while evaluating recent discoveries and concerns together. Sudden attack erupts inside dungeon causing chaos as party rushes toward Elsa, immediately quickly. Alarmed party senses unknown presence outside dungeon entrance, causing immediate confusion among members now. Rolf notices suspicious figure outside dungeon while realizing new threat approaching the group now. Bernhard is found injured outside dungeon entrance, while Rolf and others question him urgently about Golden Lion incident immediately now. The wounded man pleads for help as Rolf reacts shocked, while Elsa and party realize serious attack occurred nearby. Suddenly, scene shifts showing dungeon hole indicating something went wrong inside the exploration area. Recently opened dangerous passage revealed. Below now, Elsa and party confront injured adventurer as he warns about monster inside dungeon, causing panic while everyone prepares for battle. Adventurers encounter unknown monstrous lion serpent fear, spreads as nobody recognizes creature at all immediately. Adventurers panic as serpent attacks forcing evacuation while Elsa abandons escort contract mission suddenly. Elsa defeats mercenary escorts, ends contract escapes, alone leaving confused wounded adventurers behind instantly. Beastly lion monster roars and charges overwhelming escorts while Elsa moves into battle swiftly. Elsa casts Divine Frost Wall, blocking incoming lion attack with massive ice barrier formed. We see silhouette monster appearing suddenly as adventurers panic from devastating explosion shock scene. Elsa gets overwhelmed by lion beast attack while Figaro witnesses brutal battlefield chaos unfolding. Elsa strikes enemy using sword. Figaro reacts shocked after witnessing massive damage instantly caused. Group arrives offering help to Figaro demanding high reward for intervention support terms agreed. Reinforcements arrive overlooking battlefield. As monster dominates final standoff scene tension rises quickly now. A massive serpent monster appears mid-attack as adventurers detect incoming danger and react immediately. Elsa explains underwater magic support, while group identifies poisonous fog affecting battlefield visibility and coordination. Figaro decides to act as decoy, while Elsa and Vanessa prepare ranged attacks against monsters. Rolf activates discerning skill noticing extreme speed danger as enemy attack becomes difficult to evade. Rolf struggles under fast incoming strike, but continues reacting instinctively while battle pressure increases rapidly. A powerful lion beast and serpent creature clash violently, while adventurers observe growing danger around battlefield chaos. Elsa and allies analyze battlefield condition and confirm poisonous fog affecting everyone, while coordination becomes critical. Figaro is chosen as decoy while Elsa and Vanessa prepare coordinated attacks against multiple monsters. Rolf activates discerning skill identifying extreme danger speed as he struggles to react properly. Rolf and allies prepare counter-strategy as enemy pressure increases and battle reaches critical escalation phase. Adventurers witness massive lion-serpent monster appearing as fear spreads across battlefield instantly everywhere. Rolf confronts beast declaring courage while gripping father's sword and standing as adventurer member. Rolf blocks devastating attack using legendary shield, resisting extreme heat from monster breath force. Hero destroys serpent mechanism, preventing poisonous mist emission while coordinating counterattack with allies quickly. Serpent monster is neutralized after coordinated attacks as battlefield settles into temporary silence finally. A massive winged attack approaches mid-air as Rolf prepares to intercept incoming high-speed projectile assault. Elsa and allies monitor battlefield coordination, while adventurers attempt strategic communication during ongoing monster escalation. Figaro is urged to hide while group prepares support attack and warns him about increasing danger. Rolf braces with shield as giant energy sphere approaches, rapidly threatening full area destruction. Rolf realizes incoming attack trajectory while enemy prepares. Follow-up strike creating high-tension battlefield moment. Rolf launches forward in a powerful strike as Elsa holds back the beast's pressure during close combat engagement. A monster counterattacks fiercely while Rolf activates defensive instincts and braces against overwhelming force impact. Elsa checks Rolf's condition after attack and confirms he is stable, while battlefield debris settles. Elsa reassures allies after successful defense, as tension drops and strategy shifts toward next phase. Enemy identity is revealed as Goat's Eyes is confirmed, while adventurers prepare for continued battle escalation. Rolf unleashes Arrow 6 sword cutting through massive beast midair, powerful strike attack sequence. Lion beast roars while Rolf prepares defense with shield against incoming attack pressure wave. Rolf refuses to retreat declaring he will not run away. Elsa's shocked reaction intensifies. Elsa checks Rolf condition during battlefield debris aftermath. Worried expression immediate healing response sequence. Elsa calls Rolf as battle escalates, fearing monster counterattack and separation urgent rescue moment. Rolf performs a fast aerial attack while Elsa observes from behind during ongoing monster pursuit battle. Rolf strikes the lion beast midair, landing a decisive hit while the creature begins collapsing. Elsa and Rolf rest briefly as exhaustion sets in while confirming the attack's effectiveness. Elsa praises Rolf after successful strike, showing relief and teamwork after intense combat situation. Both regroup after battle acknowledging Rolf's performance, while emotional tension turns into relief and stability. Adventurers witness strange wolf-like beasts attacking as Elsa, and party observe shocked reactions immediately. The evolving demonic beast serpent lion regenerates its body while growing more dangerous rapidly. Rolf reacts in shock, seeing regenerated serpent beast rising again stronger than before now. A ferocious beast roared, attacking adventurers inside the dungeon, causing sudden chaos everywhere now. Rolf and his companion watched in shock as regeneration skill activated unexpectedly again. Suddenly, Elsa unleashes destruction, declaring she hates men and monsters alike fiercely, without hesitation now. A massive impact erupts, destroying terrain instantly as overwhelming power spreads across battlefield wide. After destruction, silence remains as the battlefield lies shattered and completely devastated, utterly ruined. The beast emerges amid chaos, overwhelming adventurers as Vanessa's cosmic magic is identified. Elsa blocks the beast's attack using a shield, while Rolf and others observe shock and confusion. The party regroups. Elsa supports an injured ally, while confirming survival after the attack. Rolf notices damage on Elsa's body, revealing she absorbed the battle's heavy burden for protection. Elsa sits exhausted with Rolf, admitting repayment for assigning agility equipment, confirming sacrifice. Rolf receives critical command from the merchant leader, while injured allies rely on him urgently now. Rolf orders evacuation as the beast overwhelms them, admitting their powerlessness against its force. Vanessa assesses healing possibilities while everyone panics, realizing survival chances are rapidly decreasing during battle. Vanessa calmly stabilizes situation, telling Bernie to stay composed despite worsening battlefield conditions everywhere. Rolf and allies coordinate under pressure, preparing retreat and support as leadership decisions take control. Rolf receives command from merchant adventurer leader, while allies observe him, trusting his determined expression before battle begins. Now here together. Beast roars fiercely as Rolf prepares defense, ordering Elsa support while charging forward against overwhelming enemy attack instantly. Now together quickly. Elsa strikes the regenerating monster as Rolf notices its regeneration ability activating again during intense ongoing combat situation. Now instantly suddenly, Elsa counters attacking beast, aiming precise strike while monster adapts quickly, showing terrifying regeneration and defensive resistance power. Now instantly again, massive beast slams ground sending shockwaves while Rolf and allies brace themselves, in distance under pressure here everywhere battle continues. Now, Elsa destroys the incoming barrier attack, protecting Rolf as the enemy's regeneration and pressure intensify. Rolf urges Elsa to continue fighting while she prepares to shatter the magical barrier, using destruction skill. Vanessa and others are caught in shock as the enemy begins overwhelming resistance, escalating battle tension. Elsa unleashes destruction power directly, breaking through defenses while Rolf confirms regeneration-based counter behavior. Elsa fully engages in close combat, overpowering enemy defenses as coordinated team assault begins to stabilize situation. Elsa breaks barrier while Rolf urges continuing attack against regenerating monster force. Now together, Beast regenerates rapidly after destruction, shocking Elsa and Rolf. During intense ongoing battle scene, adventurers discover miasma emitting stone causing monster corruption and overwhelming dangerous battlefield energy. Now Rolf identifies corrupted stone source while monster attacks and Elsa prepares counterstrike immediately. Now, monster releases miasma burst injuring Rolf and Elsa as battle escalates dangerously suddenly. Now, Rolf remembers his father while gripping memories of past guidance during battle preparation. Now Rolf selects yes to upgrade weapon using Guardian Shard as system activates immediately. Now, upgraded sword manifests glowing power as Rolf reacts with surprise during transformation sequence. Now, monster regenerates, again revealing corrupted power, while Rolf recognizes dangerous ongoing battle escalation. Now, miasma stone emits dark energy causing Rolf alarm about source of corruption threat. Now, Rolf reunites with Elsa and Vanessa, after battle confirming monster defeat, while allies celebrate survival and relief spreads across group. Now, villagers react with shock and disbelief insulting Rolf while leadership announces retreat after witnessing overwhelming monster defeat and destruction scene. Now, leader expresses anger and disappointment, refusing gratitude while ordering withdrawal as Rolf observes tension within departing adventurer group. Right now here, party discovers magical crystal linked to monster while wolf-like creature investigates scent, causing suspicion among adventurers gathered nearby. Scene unfolds now. Beast inspects crystal closely reacting to lingering energy trace while adventurers monitor situation carefully from distance in silence. Now tense moment. Lizzie is bitten by wolf after consuming crystal. Adventurers panic while Rolf and Elsa rush forward trying to intervene urgently. Now, party restrains Lizzie as Wolf warns danger. She swallows crystal, despite warnings, causing fear of monstrous transformation among companions immediately. Now, Wolf expels energy violently as companions shout Lizzie's name. Shocked reactions spread while creature struggles with unstable crystal influence rapidly. Now, everyone realizes Lizzie's transformation might have begun. Companions stare in shock while Wolf appears confused, reacting to sudden magical changes. Now, adventurers call Lizzie's name repeatedly as Wolf responds innocently. Unsure identity shift suggests unexpected outcome from corrupted crystal incident. Now here, a cheerful girl displays new outfits, while companions admire her upgraded worn clothes. Happily party members examine mysterious sword, confused by unreadable markings and ancient language fragment inscribed. Experts explain divine language on relic sword, linking fragments to demon-slaying history revealed. Creature devours enormous meal, aggressively, surprising observers who expected a harmless small beast calmly. Group debates whether creature will transform, but it remains oddly normal and harmless peaceful. At the guild, the group encountered Lizzie the wolf, marking an unusual meeting with unknown magic creatures called wolves, present there. The companions confirmed Lizzie's identity while holding the small wolf, realizing she remained unchanged and harmless, despite concerns about transformation fear. Lizzie behaved normally, eating food happily as companions observed, confirming again that she was safe and remained unchanged in current form. At the Adventurer Guild Tavern, rumors spread quickly as travelers reacted to the group entering and unexpected attention growing around them. The next day at Agrafon Guild, the adventurers arrived amid spreading rumors about merchants and their growing reputation within the city. At Guild, rumors spread that Rolf defeated monster even gold-rank adventurers could not handle. Figaro criticized as coward, while Gato Aria condemned, sent to slave prison mining resources remote. Bernhardt Dondo greets Rolf Dondo as Guildmaster Fran discusses dungeon search investigation reports events. Guild meeting continues. Adventurers discuss Figaro dungeon search mission without official request. Growing concerns rise. Map analysis shows uncertain dungeon near Dovalus Sama. Linked gravesite similar demon activity, possible threat. Scholar examines ancient map revealing forgotten ruin from Genesis War period entrance hidden along lake cliffs, discovered by Rolf team recently. Adventurers analyze demonic chimera with lion goat heads, wings, snake tail, noting barrier abilities and fire breath, defeated by Rolf legendary. Guildmaster and adventurers discuss Rolf defeating monster registering chimera and encyclopedia recognizing abilities, and confirming his victory impact recorded officially. It is classified as new demonic beast called Chimera Guild preparing registration, while scholars document abilities for official records now proceeding. Rolf recognized as defeater of Chimera, his name entered encyclopedia, while companions acknowledge rising reputation within guild hierarchy, officially recorded status. Encyclopedia used at guilds, newly discovered demons are named by their defeater, officially recorded. Rolf hears that one day his name will appear, parents will eventually see someday. Bernhardt Dondo informs Rolf about new request, guild prepares journey and investigation order issued. Elder bows deeply, offering apologies as group prepares to head toward mansion meeting. Now, leader prostrates himself, expressing deepest apologies to Rolf and companions after investigation failure report. Figaro's father blames himself loudly for trouble his son caused. Everyone present there now. Figaro argues with father, gets disowned, while Rolf watches shocked at tense confrontation scene. Family elder disowns responsibility, apologizes deeply, blaming Rolf's situation while tensions escalate further now. Leader bows before Rolf, apologizing again, admitting Figaro caused suffering and damage, serious harm. Figaro is disowned officially. Family threatens collapse. Rolf stands shocked at revelation final truth. Rolf reflects on Figaro's role while recognizing how past encounters shaped his current identity and growth journey forward. He recalls meeting companions and enemies, realizing that without earlier banishment events his encounter with Elsa would not exist. Rolf walks forward alone, thinking about Figaro and others, accepting painful truths while continuing his path ahead, despite conflict. Figaro's father reflects regret over his son, realizing he may never truly understand him while confronting emotional distance inside family. Rolf receives reward for rescue mission, including goods and continued merchant ties, questioning whether compensation is excessive for request. Rolf discovers a mysterious ring on a chain, while the excited girl confirms its importance during their careful search moment unfolds. Lizzie explores Rolf's home happily, while companions enter his room, causing embarrassment as memories and belongings are revealed inside uneasily observed. Girl proudly presents recovered ring necklace to Rolf, while companions observe the discovery, confirming successful retrieval and emotional relief. Tension eases. Close examination of the ring reveals its chain connection, while Rolf and girl react with excitement, after confirmation finally recovered safely. Rolf and companions celebrate finding the lost ring, as the girl smiles brightly, marking completion of their search mission success achieved. Rolf receives the engagement ring while learning it belonged to Elsa's family from a past generation bond. The story reveals the ring's history, passed through adventure journeys, now returned after long separation and hardship endured. Elsa hesitates before asking Rolf to accept the ring, confirming emotional connection, forming between them during quiet exchange moment. Elsa and Rolf face each other, declaring feelings indirectly as fate and destiny are acknowledged between them clearly. Both smile softly. Rolf thanks Elsa while she calls his name, sealing emotional trust and mutual understanding. Finally, Elsa explains that her grandparents handed down an engagement ring from her family after marriage long ago. Its history is shared, noting it was entrusted to her grandmother during an old adventure. Rolf carefully receives the necklace ring, while Elsa struggles, unable to wear it properly at first. They stand close as feelings surface, and Elsa quietly acknowledges Rolf as her destined person. They embrace, sharing gratitude and acceptance, sealing their bond through emotional relief. Elsa and Rolf prepare to leave Agdrafan City, saying goodbye together calmly now quietly. Rolf reflects on his hometown, while carriage departs across vast open plains, silently behind. Lizzie reacts excitedly as companions travel together preparing for journey ahead, with happy energy. Group shares final farewell before departing on wagon journey outside city gates. Onward now. Goodbye Agdrafan City, the place where I was born and raised forever, now left. Carriage travels across open road, carrying Rolf and companions toward new adventure far away. Sazokrane observed restoration and destruction powers meeting, in Sixth World Great Beast, awakened now. Barlagar questioned containment of powers while Ixerion and Eclipse debated heaven management decisions seriously. Breaking seal on Guardian Sword risk collapse. Dwyrus was summoned to resolve issue immediately. Dwyrus arrived prepared, confronting threats directly, proving strength against summoned world management chaos unstoppably. Heaven system stabilized after intervention, restoring balance and preventing Sixth World collapse successfully secured. Council demanded explanation from Dwyrus, while he remained silent before divine authorities presented judgment. Long ago, Sixth World Manager Goddess was devoured by Great Beast, causing collapse system. I descended to surface, retrieving Goddess soul from Great Beast, while human armies attacked. Despite injuries, Sazakrein sealed Great Beast alone, becoming God of War through sacrifice victory. Dwyrus roared powerfully, declaring himself God of War, while battlefield shattered around him instantly. Council demanded explanation from Dwyrus, while he prepared to reveal truth calmly, silently. Now, long ago, Sixth World Manager Goddess was devoured by Great Beast, causing collapse system. Human armies hunted the Great Beast while Dwyrus descended, retrieving lost Goddess soul forcefully. Restoration and destruction powers merged, causing seal instability, while Council questioned responsibility seriously. Now, she confessed truth about stolen name while gripping staff tightly in silence. Moment ended. Council demanded explanation from Dwyrus, while he prepared, revealing truth about world collapse. Now, long ago, Sixth World Manager Goddess was devoured by Great Beast, causing collapse system. Human armies hunted Great Beast, while Dwyrus descended, retrieving Goddess soul from destruction forcefully. Seal remained incomplete, causing instability, as restoration and destruction powers merged dangerously. Now again, Dwyrus refused failure, declaring he would not allow world management collapse to continue again. Council confronted Dwyrus, while Sazakrein ordered observation from distance, assigning mission report regarding demon wolf movements across managed world system stability. Lady Sazakrein calmly accepted outcome, stating die is cast, while Council observed silence around her authority decision without hesitation. Now, here party approached City Cambion, observing massive convoy transporting rare metals toward mines, spotting relay point. Ahead there, it is finally revealed. Travelers discovered spirit tree rising beyond plains, learning it feeds on underground magic particles, purifying land ecosystem structure. System explains fully. Locals explained leaves and branches function as magical tools within purified ecosystem, maintaining balance across surrounding lands, naturally continuing world stability. Spirit tree leaves carried high value outside world, amazed the traveling merchant group greatly. Merchants transported goods towards city. Convoy discovered massive cash tree resource ahead there. Now explorers crossed lands, fascinated by spirit tree. New world adventures expanded their journey. Now, guild preparations began, party plan training, shopping, and monster extermination tasks together today. Now Vanessa assigned strict training, companions reacted nervously, while accepting challenging instruction calmly. Immediately now, Rolf and party explored city guide, allowed free time until dinner. Excitedly they split. They delivered cargo, thanked receptionist, walked through busy in-town highway stop point area. Elsa, Rolf and companions smelled grilled food cart near Spirit Tree happily together. Now, Elsa invited Rolf casually, others misinterpreted date, shouting while he ran embarrassed instantly. Now, Rolf collided suddenly, shocked, woe escaping, as someone bumped into him unexpectedly. Hard impact. Rolf noticed ears and beastkin nearby, while danger signs rose in crowded city streets. Quickly now, soldiers searched for hidden girl among crowd, while locals denied fear and moved cautiously forward. Now grilled food aroma filled market stalls, as travelers enjoyed meal while relaxing in busy town area. Group discussed monster sightings, increase reports reaching double digits this year, already alarmingly frequent. Now Rolf and companions realized monster activity rising again near Spirit Tree, causing growing concern today. Rolf met villagers explaining monster situation, while Vanessa requested information about extermination missions. Elsa and Rolf introduced themselves as adventurers, while villagers reacted warmly, calling them good kids. Local leader explained Spirit Tree policy and monster feeding cycle, causing rising danger around region. Rumors revealed Pratella family, forcing villagers into hidden camps, while public fear increased tensions. Authorities accused rebels of raids, while villagers argued loudly about kidnappings and misinformation, spreading chaos. Rolf overheard villagers discussing concentration camps, while soldiers warned about Pratella investigations seriously. Now, soldiers displayed matching coats while complaining about massive Spirit Tree operations nearby. Continually now, villagers and adventurers relaxed drinking while ignoring monster problems around town. Lighthearted atmosphere formed. Rolf completed deliveries and returned to guild, while companions confirmed successful mission results. Relieved, Rolf reported troublesome guild conversation, while elders asked about recent mission progress. Calmly afterwards, Elsa organized dinner celebration while party relaxed, enjoying food and preparing for conversation later. During meal, Strange sounds interrupted atmosphere, while group reacted quickly sensing hidden presence nearby. Rolf investigated disturbance in storage area while companions followed. After hearing commotion from building, Elsa called out to Rolf urgently as situation escalated, causing confusion and concern among group. Rolf confirmed noise source as minor intrusion, while everyone prepared to handle unexpected issue calmly. Rolf inspected storage crates while beastkin creatures slipped through gaps moving quietly inside. Now, Rolf reached beneath crate while small beastkin grinned hiding nearby preparing escape route quickly. Party reacted as Rolf opened storage revealing creatures. Companions prepared to intervene immediately now. Rolf stumbled forward shocked after unexpected impact, while intruder caused sudden confusion inside there. A young girl sleeps peacefully inside a wooden room under blanket, undisturbed at night. Several adventurers gather around sleeping child recognizing her face from earlier mission. Investigators examine warehouse discussing vent entry theory, while questioning locked building access issue remains. Guardians decide to keep child overnight worried about authorities as girl awakens slowly confusion. Girl happily embraces small animal smiling widely, as companions observe the moment together peacefully. Child found in warehouse, adventurers reassure safety while questioning origin and situation carefully observed. Belle inspects injured child while Lizzie worries about hidden wound and mysterious past closely. Healer treats child injury confirming pain, reduced after magical examination, and careful assessment complete. Child checks hands in surprise noticing recovery while slowly trusting surrounding adventurers' present company. Belle assures safety, suggesting rest and hygiene, while child feels calm acceptance growing trust. Belle suggests small child-sized clothing from storage suitable for the rescued girl carefully. Lizzie grows suspicious of Bernard and others questioning bath invitation situation awkwardly arises immediately. Adventurers discover injured girl during bath preparation. Belle calmly assesses her condition carefully now. Rolf recognizes girl from earlier encounter, suspects she was chased by guards recently seen. Belle concludes guards pursuing her, suggesting hidden reason behind situation remains unclear presently unresolved. Rolf and Belle observe the girl deciding to help, while Lizzie watches cautiously nearby quietly. Belle prepares bean soup, while Rolf assists as others observe the situation in silence together. Girl eats soup quickly showing hunger, while adventurers monitor her recovery and condition carefully closely. Rolf learns girl will stay longer, as Belle discusses plans for next morning arrangements made. Belle offers sleeping arrangement while girl feels safe and Rolf watches, quietly accepting situation calmly. The bed too small for three so they sleep on blankets together calmly tonight. Belle prepares to turn off lights while others settle down for sleep, quietly calmly. Rolf watches sleeping child carefully noticing her exhausted peaceful expression and comfort gently. Now Belle gently comforts sleeping girl, realizing she endured a very hard past silently now. Child remembers past loneliness after parents' disappearance, while grandmother held her hand lovingly always. Elsa gently comforts Rolf, telling him they are not alone while he rests peacefully in bed. Elsa offers sleeping arrangement with Rolf and Lizzie, suggesting they stay close together for comfort. Morning scene shows Rolf waking beside Lizzie and Elsa, introducing themselves and building trust. Lizzie plays with the dog while Rolf smiles, relaxed atmosphere, forming inside the shared room. Lizzie asks about the dog. Rolf explains its name, and calm bonding grows between everyone present. Nagunya introduces herself while Elsa explains breakfast and washing face preparations for recovery today. Adventurers share breakfast table while Bernhard and Vanessa are introduced, and Nagunya observes carefully. Nagunya hesitates about guards, but Rolf insists everyone here are good people supporting her. Rolf provides paper and pen while discussing map details and divine language interpretation carefully. Nagunya draws map explaining origins while Rolf and Elsa analyze markings understanding situation better. Nagunya explains sacred divine language map pointing under tree cave origin discovered their site. Nagunya recalls being taken under tree where people forced her to dig daily constantly. At night, they were kept in cramped space, others taken into forest, never returned. Villagers helped Nagunya escape saying everyone assisted, so she successfully fled forest camp together. Nagunya describes survival story. Rolf and Elsa listen carefully and analyze forest situation seriously. Nagunya explains she was taken under sacred tree where divine language words appeared there. Nagunya ran away after finding red carriage while rumors about kidnappers spread widely now. Investigation reveals sacred tree roots sold people transformed and disappearances, linked to forest system. Guild confirms complicated case involving sacred roots trade and asks to keep secrecy intact. Envoy explains Pratella family quest, linked to sacred roots and guild investigation involvement case. Nagunya pleads for help, while Rolf and others feel urgency about helping people in danger immediately. Bell explains political tension with nobility while group considers execution risk and guild consequences carefully. Nagunya offers magic crystals pleading for assistance, while Rolf notices their value and reacts surprised. Rolf explains adventurer life is thrilling, but he mainly wants to help others in need. Rolf reflects on motivation choosing adventure to assist troubled people, while Nagunya listens quietly thoughtfully. Rolf accepts quest from Nagunya, deciding to help troubled people, despite risks and opposition from concerned companions present nearby together now. Rolf expresses determination to become adventurer his parents would be proud of, showing strong resolve and emotional motivation driving him forward. Elsa insists helping Rolf despite danger, while Rolf initially resists but realizes teamwork increases survival chances significantly for their mission now. Elsa reminds Rolf, they are partners, strengthening trust as they continue their journey facing uncertain challenges together confidently moving forward now. Rolf accepts partnership with Elsa, gaining confidence and resolve to help others while continuing new adventure together forward, without looking back. Rolf accepts the quest from Nagunya, while explaining adventurer merchants help people, despite noble pressure and potential execution risks involved carefully. Rolf reassures Nagunya about helping while Bell discusses nobility concerns, and group carefully agrees to proceed with dangerous requests together now. Workers are forced to dig under sacred tree, while guards enforce labor revealing exploitation and hidden underground cave system operations present. Rolf and companions witness corrupt noble overseeing forced labor, while underground mining continues showing cruelty and organized exploitation of people system. Corrupt official laughs confidently as he controls operations while Elsa and Rolf prepare to investigate deeper hidden conspiracy together. Now here, at Cambion City Guild, Douglas met Rolf and Elsa discussing Sacred Forest map request. Rolf requested map, showing forest surrounding sacred tree, while Guildmaster listened carefully closely. Nagunya's escape was miracle, as creatures affected by sacred tree magic roamed dangerously now. Guild members discuss needing precise map obtaining it from guild, proves difficult indeed clear. Rolf and Elsa prepare expedition into forest surrounding sacred tree after guild information received. Douglas explains restrictions on sacred tree region. Guild warns strict rules protect area from misuse and punishment risk. Guild members debate direct approach, while Rolf requests precise map. Negotiation with Guildmaster becomes necessary immediately. Douglas confirms past quests near Sacred Tree involved monster elimination. Current entry remains prohibited under Lepo Dono control. Rolf insists understanding quest requiring map. Nagunya's escape and forest dangers raise urgency among party members. Nagunya suddenly requests rescue mission for fortress captives. Group reacts shocked as situation escalates into urgent expedition planning. Nagunya recounts kidnapping by Lepo soldiers, forced labor, escaping alive to town recently arrived. Party accepts quest to rescue remaining captives, committing to direct assault on fortress. Now, Douglas reveals Lapo ruler control region, mentions Count Glawid Alcade and urgent delivery letter. Guildmaster reacts in shock upon hearing Count Glawid Alcade name from letter inquiry. Douglas confirms Count Glawid governs region. Party realizes they have long-standing connection with him. Rolf and party decide to deliver letter to Count Glawid through guild, aiming political leverage. Nobles Council prepares inquiry as Lapo Dono faces scrutiny. Tension rises over Sacred Tree region control. Rolf group agrees to gather evidence and submit it, planning to expose wrongdoing against Lapo authority. Douglas apologizes, promises safe delivery of letter, map of Sacred Tree, given as reward assistance. Rolf receives map to Sacred Tree. Surprised but accepts mission, preparing next phase expedition carefully. Douglas explains he will not protect Count Glawid and confirms political risks tied to merchant interference. Rolf group apologizes for past inaction regarding abductions, acknowledging fear and missing earlier intervention. Party reassures each other, trusting Rolf's involvement will help solve the situation and proceed forward. Rolf and companions respond positively, deciding to support rescue mission and strengthen group cooperation. Lapo noble casually feasts while servants serve food, showing contrast between corruption and captive suffering. Lapo officials discuss sending messenger with letter to Count Glawid through guild channel carefully planned. Rolf and companions apologize for missing abduction signs earlier, but commit to rescue mission now. The noble ruler celebrates profits during banquet, while discussing chimera subjugation involving Rolf's success recently. Servants carry sealed item through hall, as nobles ignore concerns and continue celebration feast indulgently. Spiked structures shine ominously showing fortified captivity inside Lapo-controlled territory hidden operations ongoing secrecy. Merchant presented sacred tree roots to Rolf's party, discussing stock, pricing, and rapid additional supply preparation for transaction negotiation ongoing smoothly. Rolf calculates massive cost of sacred tree roots, shocking Merchant as total price escalates beyond expectations during negotiation. Serious financial tension. Guild negotiation continues as Merchant explains inability to pay immediately, relying on Adventurer's guild account and external connections. Instead, strategy planned. Merchant confidently assures payment through various connections, reassuring Rolf's group, while maintaining control over sacred tree root transaction deal, proceeds smoothly. Agreement concludes successfully as Merchant remains confident. Rolf evaluates terms carefully while securing sacred tree root supply deal finalization completed now. The Merchant discusses sacred tree roots trade with Rolf's group while explaining massive supply demand and profit potential. Clearly Rolf reacts to high pricing, while Merchant confirms large stock availability and prepares additional roots for delivery quickly tomorrow. Merchant questions feasibility of acquiring so many sacred roots, while Rolf confidently offers high payment and complete purchase agreement. Party reacts to cost escalation and confirms large-scale transaction using Adventurer's guild account, despite financial limitations handled carefully. Merchant confirms connections and prepares deal completion, while Rolf ensures logistics for sacred tree roots purchase finalized successfully and securely. Rolf reacts in shock after learning the contract reaches almost 400 million, realizing the financial scale risk involved. Group explains seized sacred tree roots will be used for victim relief if Lapo is proven guilty legally. Rolf stays silent as others confirm they already thought deeply about rescue and political consequences surrounding situation. Team gathers around map planning fortress rescue operation, while also preparing to fight soldiers during infiltration carefully coordinated. Tension rises as someone interrupts discussion, signaling new development before final rescue strategy is fully decided and confirmed. Elsa suggests destroying sacred tree, claiming it may stop future abductions entirely, now completely. Party discusses framing sacred tree destruction as Vanessa's magic explosion to avoid suspicion instead. Rolf realizes Vanessa Archmage reputation could convincingly justify destruction plan to public authorities indeed. Everyone agrees Vanessa's powerful magic story will likely convince officials and citizens alike successfully. Team decides to finalize detailed rescue and deception plan under night sky immediately together. They choose hidden route, avoiding main path to prevent enemy detection during travel movement. Forest feels dense. Bernhard warns something is approaching ahead within dark woods. Now suddenly, Rolf rushes forward declaring he'll handle it as mimic wood monster appears suddenly. Now, Rolf swings sword noticing it has become sharper. Lizzie watches anxiously during battle intensely. Massive explosion destroys mimic wood creatures as allies shout Lizzie and Rolf survive together. Rolf and allies vow to rescue captives as sacred tree root ends. Mission objective clearly stated and unified. Team charges forward through forest terrain, while declaring rescue intent, pushing toward fortress with determination and coordination. Group reinforces shared goal, sacred tree destruction avoided. Focus shifts fully to saving abducted people and stopping Lapo operations. Massive tree-like enemy structures appear ahead as caravan advances, confirming dangerous territory near fortress entrance. Approach begins now. Rolf leads charge shouting resolve, promising full rescue of captives while team advances into hostile Lapo-controlled region immediately. Rolf receives orders campsite, established party leader, assigns scouting mission into forest ahead carefully. Rolf advances cautiously, suddenly encounters strange deer-like creature alert, senses trigger immediate reaction instinctively. Mysterious forest spirit warns Rolf and companion, commanding stop rustling among ancient trees immediately. Nearby villagers celebrate around campfire drinking together laughing loudly, while Rolf watches carefully silently. Guard warns Rolf and companion to keep walking forward through dangerous forest path quickly. Soldiers finish brutal punishment, shouting the work is over, ordering prisoners back to cells immediately. Rolf warns companion to retreat carefully as situation worsens and enemies force them back quickly. Commander analyzes map, noting 30 soldiers stationed, planning to reduce their numbers for attack success. Vanessa releases powerful magic orb, frightening teammates as her aura overwhelms the entire group instantly. Strategy meeting concludes using destruction on Spirit Tree to collapse it and redirect soldiers immediately. Rolf group receives plan to exit Count Growed territory, preparing rendezvous escape route carefully. Operation begins at night while Rolf observes soldiers and monsters moving near forest silently. Elsa and Rolf prepare destruction plan against Spirit Tree, despite enemy threats growing danger. Vanessa demonstrates powerful magic while team confirms strategy to reduce soldier defenses carefully planned. Pathfinder merchants rest before operation as Rolf agrees and prepares for mission ahead started. Rolf rests while Elsa watches him quietly, checking his condition during nighttime travel camp. Elsa leads party forward through forest path as Rolf follows alongside companions silently moving. Rolf and Elsa reach hands exchanging trust before continuing their secret mission together silently. Rolf explains lack of sleep while group takes detour around spirit tree path carefully. Elsa checks Rolf's condition as he assures her he slept enough recently confidently calmly. Elsa reflects on her father's death and her independent life. Rolf understands silently calmly. Blood wolves emerge from forest attacking Rolf and Elsa during night. Suddenly violently immediately. Rolf and Elsa fight together against blood wolves protecting each other in battle fiercely. Rolf, Elsa, Vanessa and allies charge forward defeating wolves while coordinating attacks together swiftly. After battle Rolf stands exhausted breathing heavily while checking remaining danger around carefully alert. Rolf and Elsa face overwhelming blood wolves in forest surrounded by numbers beyond expectation, preparing to fight desperately together immediately, now. Rolf notices Elsa injured after battle recalls. Training strength growth quickly supports her while evaluating ongoing dangerous situation carefully together. Still a massive tree golem emerges from forest, towering over Rolf and Elsa threatening destruction with overwhelming raw strength immediate danger present. Elsa attacks tree golem fiercely, while Rolf evades strikes coordinating movements to exploit openings. During intense battle sequence high-risk combat, Elsa launches spear-like weapon as Rolf assists, striking monster effectively forcing it back, while maintaining coordinated combat pressure final finishing blow. Rolf and Elsa confront overwhelming blood wolves in forest, surrounded preparing coordinated defense, while tension rises rapidly around them together immediately. Rolf shouts Elsa-san as massive blood wolf lunges forcing him to react quickly during intense forest battle situation unfolding immediately desperately. Rolf and Elsa notice towering tree golem emerging its massive body breaking forest ground, while both react with shock instantly urgently. Elsa orders Rolf to destroy ground beneath monster coordinating attack strategy, while preparing synchronized magical and physical strike plan quickly. Now, combined assault hits tree golem, causing collapse as monster roars, while debris falls and Rolf maintains combat focus with steady resolve. Rolf activates revival skill as shattered ground erupts restoring allies after intense battle victory. Finally, Rolf stands over defeated tree golem wreckage breathing heavily while surveying calm aftermath battlefield quietly. Elsa hugs Rolf gratefully thanking him for support during battle, while allies watch nearby silently. Party advances through forest discussing strategy while heading towards spirit tree destination under night sky. Massive spirit tree emerges looming ahead as Rolf realizes final mission target stands revealed. Now, Rolf and Elsa coordinate attack as Rolf activates support signal against spirit tree area immediately urgently. Enemies react as light erupts from spirit tree, while soldiers panic and prepare defense rapidly suddenly. Rolf and Elsa notice enemy movement and confirm incoming threat while discussing unclear cause quickly. Elsa realizes her skill instability while confusion spreads during battle as she questions power failure. Elsa reports skill malfunction while shock appears on her face as situation becomes unstable, dangerously. Rolf looks shocked as massive spirit tree rises, while soldiers rush forward through forest preparing for incoming attack, suddenly revealed ahead. Soldiers advance into dark forest towards spirit tree while Rolf and Elsa prepare to intercept massive approaching threat quickly now immediately. Rolf's team signals readiness as they prepare to attack the spirit tree immediately now. Observers react in shock as the spirit tree still appears completely intact, uncertainly tense. Rolf questions Elsa about the skill failing, while he struggles with confusion internally shaken. It's not activating even while touching it. Elsa admits uncertainty about destruction failing completely. Rolf concentrates as destruction begins to respond, and power starts to manifest clearly awakening. Rolf's team activates preparations as the system displays Spirit Tree Revive status, clearly panel. Observers watch in shock as the Spirit Tree remains completely intact and stable still. Rolf questions Elsa about skill failure while they attempt activation without success uncertain reaction. Elsa touches the target but confirms the skill still refuses to activate properly, completely. System confirms legendary reconstruction success, surpassing limits and causing massive unexpected energy release, shockwave. Rolf screams in pain after overusing skill suffering penalty damage while collapsing heavily now. Elsa rushes to Rolf while he insists he is fine after penalty damage taken. System confirms legendary reconstruction success as Spirit Tree sapling data shows unexpected results emerging. Rolf realizes today's 300th revive limit reached while discussing wood golem implications, clearly now. Spirit Tree collapses violently as destruction impact spreads and battlefield erupts into chaos. Now evacuation order spreads as villagers and soldiers rush amid collapsing spirit tree chaos now. Massive destruction spreads as the spirit tree explodes, and debris flies everywhere violently now. Rolf and Elsa run through collapsing terrain while escaping falling spirit tree debris now. Spirit tree collapses completely as massive trunk crashes down across entire battlefield area now. The battlefield settles as Rolf and Elsa observe the broken spirit tree remains quiet. Villagers evacuate as warnings spread, while soldiers rush to organize defenses against approaching danger immediately now. Spirit tree collapses releasing massive energy as forest landscape breaks apart under unstable forces violent collapse. Rolf and Elsa assess destruction realizing situation is worse, and decide to move immediately without hesitation. Enemy golems emerge suddenly near transport convoy, causing panic among surrounding soldiers and forces. Soldiers identify massive enemy golem alert, realizing battlefield is compromised and escalating rapidly. Soldiers sound alarm order attack free captives, while massive enemy golems approach convoy urgently. Now civilians panic, as soldiers notice movement pointing toward approaching enemy golem threat spreading chaos now. Nagunya arrives leads civilians to convoy rescuing people and organizing evacuation as danger escalates fast. Enemy strikes suddenly soldiers react counterattacking amid confusion, while defending convoy under pressure intense battle. Elsa steps forward, unleashing power preparing final attack against overwhelming enemy forces, confidently fully ready. Vanessa unleashes blue meteor magic. Watching massive destruction spread across battlefield, while calmly observing overwhelming magical power result with satisfaction now soldiers witness overwhelming power, as Great Azure Mage Vanessa is recognized while devastation leaves enemies shocked and powerless around battlefield area Vanessa. Orders retreat while convoy evacuates quickly, using newly advanced destruction magic as soldiers rush and panic spreads everywhere. Rapidly, now Rolf group coordinates escape route, while discussing rendezvous point, maintaining tension as allies split tasks under pressure, moving forward quickly. Now Elsa runs through forest urging Rolf to continue escaping while enemies pursue closely and battle pressure intensifies rapidly without hesitation. Now Rolf and Elsa finally escape the forest after intense pursuit, relieved yet still cautious. They continue fighting alongside allies as Lapo is located and the Pathfinders appear unexpectedly. A chained enemy appears wielding heavy restraints while pursuing the group through chaos-filled battlefield. The party decides to run immediately as danger escalates and enemies close in rapidly. The chained enemy struggles violently, breaking forward with rage as pursuit continues without stopping. Rolf and Elsa finally escape the forest, crossing a stone bridge, feeling relieved, yet still alert after dangerous pursuit behind them. Pathfinders locate Lapo during chaos while Rolf group continues, fleeing as enemy forces close in rapidly through destroyed battlefield area. Now chained enemy captures Elsa mid-escape, while soldiers shout warnings and Rolf rushes forward, attempting desperate rescue through chaos, now unfolding. Enemy commander restrains Elsa with chains ordering surrender, as Rolf watches helplessly, and tension rises across battlefield, with civilians nearby present. Elsa protects Rolf declaring she will keep him safe, while gripping chains tightly with determined expression during intense confrontation. Now ongoing. Rolf witnessed Elsa captured in chains while guards surrounded ruined tower as chaos spread across the battlefield. Below them suddenly there. Elsa lived peacefully with her father unaware destruction skill implications, while enjoying calm forest days each passing moment together in peace. However that day father and Elsa walked through forest sensing danger approaching silently. Suddenly monster attack began without warning instantly nearby. Father confronted attacking monster while shielding Elsa, sacrificing his arm during sudden violent assault as chaos erupted around them, instantly there. Father ordered escape, while injured Elsa resisted as enemies captured them both, ultimately separating their paths forever in turmoil completely ending. Rolf rescued Elsa amid collapsing walls while guards closed in violently around them instantly. Guards seized Rolf as Elsa screamed while Lapo-sama ordered brutal pursuit across bridge immediately. Vanessa unleashed 1,000 butterfly flames destroying soldiers, while Rolf and Elsa escaped devastation instantly. Vanessa appeared calmly after battle smiling while chaos faded around them, slowly settling down. Rolf and Elsa regrouped with Vanessa. After battle realizing new threat still approaching again, Great Blue Magician confronts Lapo while Rolf and Elsa stand accused of theft. Baron Lapo orders arrests while Count Glawweed resists authority and defends civilians calmly. "This is my territory," Baron Lapo declares while knights enforce strict arrest commands. Knights retreat after Bernhard appears controlling field, while criminals surrender and disperse quickly. Count Glawweed stabilizes situation while Rolf and Elsa regroup under new uncertain threat. Great Blue Magician confronts Lapo, while Rolf and Elsa stand accused of theft. Baron Lapo orders arrests, while Count Gloweed resists authority and defends civilians calmly. "This is my territory," Baron Lapo declares, while knights enforce strict arrest commands. Knights retreat after Bernhard appears controlling field while criminals surrender and disperse quickly. Count Gloweed stabilizes situation, while Rolf and Elsa regroup under new uncertain threat. Baron Lapo accuses adventurers of theft and kidnapping, while Great Blue Magician observes tension rising across the gathered crowd present nearby. Baron Lapo orders immediate arrest as guards hesitate while authority pressure forces action despite objections from Count Gloweed. Present tension escalates. Bernhard intervenes declaring territory control confronting Baron Lapo's authority, while knights prepare for conflict across fortified bridge entrance area immediately shifts. Knights retreat after Bernhard's dominance as civilians scatter and order collapses across battlefield, while forces disengage under pressure, rapidly chaotic withdrawal. Accusations continue as Noble interrogates adventurers about kidnappings and killings, while Rolf and Elsa observe moral conflict intensifying within heated standoff. Rolf, Elsa and allies finish dealing with Lapo's group, while tension fades as Vanessa observes the aftermath calmly nearby. Count Gloweed explains the kidnapping case resolution, while Baron Lapo is restrained, and political pressure collapses his authority quickly. Rolf, Elsa and companions receive approval, as Gloweed ensures safe return of victims and dismisses corrupted accusations firmly today. Elsa reunites with Rolf, while crowds celebrate safety and survey results confirm kidnapped citizens returned successfully without harm. Rolf notices new environment change including hot spring and volcanic region, hinting future journey beyond current resolved investigation phase. Elsa approached Rolf quietly asking him for a personal request at bathhouse. Moment there. Rolf entered hot spring embarrassed while Elsa and Nagunya enjoyed bathing together calm atmosphere. Elsa explained mixed bathing rules while Rolf reacted nervously inside warm water area now. Nagunya splashed water excitedly while Elsa smiled and Rolf panicked in bath area. Chaos. Rolf relaxed in hot spring, alongside Elsa feeling warmth after stressful journey finally peace. Rolf listens as Elsa thanks him after a peaceful bath, realizing their bond grows stronger through shared trust and support. Elsa explains she no longer needs her destructive skill, reflecting on Rolf saving her, while both relax in the hot spring together. Elsa expresses fear of losing Rolf, showing emotional dependence as she quietly admits she wants to stay close to him. Elsa decides to use her power only to protect Rolf, strengthening her resolve while Rolf acknowledges her feelings with surprise. Rolf promises to grow stronger and protect Elsa, both reaffirming their mutual determination as their relationship deepens after the moment. Rolf promised he would not leave Elsa alone, making her quietly thank him softly. Elsa and Nagunya enjoyed hot spring while Rolf reacted embarrassed inside warm water area. Elsa said she would be really sad if she lost Rolf-kun too ever again. Elsa decided she would use her power to protect Rolf with determination now strongly. Rolf dropped towel in bath while embarrassed as everyone returned home afterwards together now. The spirit tree collapsed after turning into a seed, leaving Vanessa explaining destructive magic. Rolf is transported to royal capital while Lapo's situation awaits hearing and judgment decided. Nagunya requests a word with Rolf in bathhouse, while Elsa observes their conversation quietly. Many people were saved as church, thanks Rolf and Elsa for quick response efforts. The church agrees to accept everyone in town regardless of their situation immediately. Now, Rolf declared he would not leave Elsa alone, causing emotional separation. Discussion ensues now. Elsa expressed fear of separation while Rolf reassured her gently in bath scene together. Nagunya explained adventurer, life is difficult while discussing joining group and protection offered now. Young girl insisted she wanted to travel with Rolf and companions, emotionally crying strongly. She named Rolf Lisa Vanessa Bernhard, and others requesting to accompany everyone forward together. Rolf refuses separation as Elsa fears being alone, while others observe quietly inside room. Elsa embraces Rolf, tightly deciding they should go together despite emotional hesitation present. Now, Nagunya explains dangerous adventurer life, while Elsa insists staying together reduces fear overall strongly. Rolf requests cooperation from Elsa and companions as everyone listens seriously to proposal now. Elsa admits loneliness before meeting Belle Chan while group reflects on shared emotional struggles together. Rolf warns Nagunya joining means work, no play. She happily agrees to help immediately. Elsa agrees to work hard while group departs toward capital, Vanessa observing satisfaction calmly. Vanessa watches Rolf group leaving, feeling satisfied as future journey begins onward together now. Rolf explained, he leveled regeneration skill, while Elsa noticed magic effect enhancement appearing ability. Elsa explained magic sword stating magic effect enhancement, can only enchant or perform feat only. Rolf revealed magic usable by everyone, causing excitement and high price concerns among adventurers. Rolf asked Elsa to destroy dagger and magic crystal for elemental infusion process begin. Elsa planned infusion dagger, asking Rolf element choice, preparing final enhancement creation process starts. Rolf tested light element infusion, while Elsa observed magic response system. Activating regeneration skill, triggered new enhancement process, successfully beginning phase. Legendary Iron Dagger received light enchantment effects, including lightning boost as Rolf unintentionally activated enhancement through regeneration skill system interface update. Rolf successfully activated light attribute, causing weapon resonance while adventurers reacted with surprise. Confirming powerful enhancement capability demonstration, achieved confirmed result. Elsa proposed wind element bow creation project, while evaluating Rolf capability for further magical weapon enhancement experimentation development phase planning begins. Party members gathered around requesting Elsa wind bow assistance, while planning new enhancement trials under Rolf regeneration abilities expansion preparation continues. Rolf and Elsa discussed wind element enhancement, while testing new magic bow creation with interest from surrounding adventurers nearby presently observed. Elsa activated wind bow, unleashing strong gust, causing destruction, while Rolf and companions watched amazed at overwhelming magical performance display results. Adventurers discussed selling enhanced weapons while Rolf explained regeneration-based magic creation system, attracting attention from curious merchants nearby interested crowd. Collector examined legendary dagger, noting rarity while questioning pricing and observing regeneration crafted magic items with skeptical merchant expression carefully analyzing. Rolf excitedly experimented with earth element magic, while party celebrated his progress as new enhancement possibilities continued expanding rapidly together success. Rolf and party shocked as two identical girls appear suddenly causing confusion everywhere present. Elsa explains enchanted gear protecting Nagunya, using clay doll and invisibility cloak abilities effects. Party evaluates new weapons, discussing increased firepower. Then plans selling items and travel route. Group travels by caravan toward Minzu City planning mountain crossing next day together. Route team departs cheerfully agreeing to continue journey while preparing for upcoming adventure together ahead. Minzu town of blacksmiths appeared as party arrived noticing strange silence everywhere present around. Party noticed strange atmosphere, no smoke from blacksmith chimneys, sky unusually clear present signs. They discussed forest region conditions as team sensed something abnormal within surroundings present area. Forest area turned white and withered, revealing unnatural damage spreading across ground, rapidly spreading. Party confirmed environmental anomaly, likely expanding, preparing to investigate next destination immediately without delay. Rolf and party arrived, finding Minzu town deserted, with guild noticing strange absence everywhere. Its guild discusses transport job. Rolf explains arrival merchant confusion guildmaster relieved situation present. Wary merchants question adventurers, guild worries bankruptcy transport misunderstanding cleared among relieved villagers. Now, charcoal forest withers white lava from Gulag volcano stopped forcing unusual environmental crisis spreading. Party investigates cause realizing volcano lava stoppage, links forest decay and city disruption occurring. Rolf arrived in Minzu town, noticing guild panic over iron ore, sales collapse crisis. Merchants complained, while drinking fearing shutdowns as remaining resources prices increased sharply again. Now guild members accused sabotage, causing chaos while blaming forest incident and demanding answers furiously. Guildmaster Feud Sama shouted silence, calming members as everyone slowly returned to drinking again. Slowly. Count Feud arrived apologizing, introducing Guildmaster, while party recognized Bernhard and gathered calmly together. Rolf listens as Count Feud explains Minzu crisis, forest withering, lava stoppage, and investigation urgency rising. Count describes volcanic canal collapse and ongoing unknown cause while guild plans adventurer investigation into forest region immediately. Feud requests Pathfinder merchant cooperation to uncover truth, while stressing urgency and need for information gathering support. Rolf and party accept investigation job agreeing to travel together while guild formalizes mission assignment and cooperation. Group prepares to head toward forest meeting charcoal maker Todd as investigation begins deeper into affected region. Rolf party enters withered forest meeting Todd, witnessing extreme decay spreading through trees rapidly. Rolf listens as Todd explains month ago, forest started withering during investigation discussion report. Guild reports lava from Gulag stopped forest crisis unknown investigation, request issued urgently now. Weathered Forest expands guild struggles. Finding cause adventurers begin urgent coordinated investigation effort mobilization. Todd explains forest decay linked lava stoppage, requesting help while party prepares action plan. Rolf and group discover forest corruption worsening, as Todd explains symptoms spreading beyond initial affected zones. Investigation reveals suspicious travelers near Gulag volcano, before Withering began raising concerns about possible involvement or cause. Reports confirm rising physical illness fatigue and widespread headaches among townspeople, linked to ongoing environmental instability crisis situation. Party shares meal when Nagunya eats unknowingly causing alarm, while others react quickly preventing further danger incident. Group panics as Nagunya nearly consumes dangerous food, while companions react urgently highlighting growing tension within investigation situation. Elsa questions whether forest spring water was used while examining suspicious soup carefully now. Elsa states boiling will not help because magic essence contamination already exists clearly here. This soup contains strong magical essence, causing overload symptoms among affected individuals present now. Party investigates forest spring contamination condition, explaining magic essence intoxication to group members present. Elsa examines spring water surface, carefully preparing to investigate contamination source directly. Now here, Rolf realizes entire forest area is heavily contaminated with magic essence, spreading through environment and affecting everything. Party confirms contamination cycle, where rainwater stores magical essence and spreads it into soil, continuously worsening condition. Elsa explains contamination mechanism, where trees absorb polluted water, causing widespread forest corruption and instability. Rolf group observes full forest devastation, showing magic essence spreading across terrain and affecting ecosystem balance severely. Elsa concludes contamination is systemic through water, soil, and forest cycle, requiring urgent solution to stop spread. Rolf and party learn animals may turn into monsters, while Elsa warns forest purification must be done carefully. Belchan and Rolf discuss spirit tree sapling possibility, while realization grows about magical essence absorption and growth system. Party debates spirit tree cultivation limitations as Belchan suggests Vanessa could help grow it magically. Elsa gives up reluctantly while party smiles, agreeing to proceed as Belchan struggles to think of excuse. Group walks through withered forest planning solution, while Belchan gets teased to come up with excuse. Party pauses in forest silence, thinking deeply about next steps and solution for purification mission ahead. Tension gripped the group when word arrived that soil contamination had begun spreading, causing nearby vegetation to wither at an alarming pace. Calmly cutting through the panic, Vanessa revealed that a certain magic she possessed could resolve the contamination troubling the surrounding land. According to her explanation, that magic could artificially recreate a spirit tree, a structure once discovered during research into long-range destruction magic. Astonished murmurs followed, since spirit trees were long believed destroyed, and admiration grew for Vanessa's reputation as the renowned Blue Archmage. Before a distant volcano, the guild formally requested that Feud and the Pathfinder merchants take charge of regenerating the dying forest. Walking toward the withered land, Vanessa waved off compliments about her earlier explanation, insisting everyone stop chattering and finally begin the work. Standing amid the ruined terrain, she called out Rolf's name, signaling that the ritual to restore the barren soil was about to start. Within moments, tiny sprouts pushed through the soil, leaving Todd wide-eyed as fresh grass spread rapidly around the forming tree. Watching quietly, Vanessa compared the sight to an old legend, recalling how Dwayle's once purified land corrupted by a terrible beast's darkness. Under a pale moon, the fully grown spirit tree loomed above them, silencing the group as they stared at what they had achieved. News of the massive tree spread fast through town, drawing crowds who whispered about shoots sprouting at an unbelievable rate nearby. Meanwhile, spotting their returning companions, the group wondered aloud whether Bernhard had fared well, while reporting the incident back to the guild. Tears of joy rolled down Todd's face as Feud mentioned he had just finished discussing the monster problem with their leader. With quiet pride, Vanessa noted that her efforts had earned her the title of Archmage, granting power over both destruction and regeneration. Soon after, the group traveled into town, intending to question the blacksmith leader about the troubling incident at Gulag Volcano. Turning to Rolf, Vanessa asked him to deliver an order personally, while also requesting repairs for their weapon, Flarewalk. Pausing before he left, she asked pointedly whether the errand was truly limited to repairs, her tone suggesting something more was intended. Teasingly, she reminded him that since he and his partner were already engaged, a private carriage would suit their future travels perfectly. Caught off guard, Rolf and his partner repeated the phrase, "our own carriage," then were told to consult blacksmith Raymond for specifics. Practically glowing with excitement, she pictured their future journeys together, while Rolf simply smiled and agreed with quiet, contented happiness. Elsa pointed excitedly toward a distant building, insisting that the workshop they sought had finally been located after a long search. Approaching the entrance, Raymond greeted them bluntly, while Elsa struggled to explain their intention of ordering a carriage on Bernhard's behalf. Skeptical of their request, Raymond warned them to leave if they were merely joking, hinting that even his knives carried considerable value. Clarifying the confusion, Rolf explained they had been sent directly by Bernhard, prompting Raymond to apologize and invite them inside immediately. Introducing themselves properly, Rolf and Elsa identified as members of the Pathfinder merchants, catching the attention of Raymond's watching assistant. Raymond questioned again whether Bernhard had truly sent them, then gestured for the pair to continue their conversation further inside the workshop. Once inside, Raymond assumed Rolf wanted a personal carriage, sighing about Bernhard's habit of requesting unusual modifications before Rolf eagerly confirmed it. Rolf's assistant warned that Bernhard's own carriage, Flarewalk, cost enough to purchase an entire castle, silencing the room briefly afterward. Undeterred, Elsa declared she earned plenty to afford a smaller carriage, while Rolf proudly emphasized his role within the Pathfinder merchants. After sketching quickly, Raymond presented a rough design, eventually agreeing to build the carriage exactly as the couple had requested. Overjoyed by the offer, Rolf thanked him sincerely, while the assistant noted that Raymond rarely accepted customers he personally disliked serving. Suspicious of such generosity, Rolf assumed there had to be hidden conditions, recalling Bernhard's warning that nothing free comes without consequence. Chuckling proudly, Raymond praised them as worthy disciples of Bernhard, admitting he wished he could grant their request freely but truly couldn't. He explained that since lava from Gulag Volcano had stopped flowing entirely, he could no longer ignite his workshop's essential furnace. Walking beside a quiet canal, Elsa learned that the waterway once carried therapeutic hot spring water sourced from the volcano's underground lake. Roughly 300 years earlier, volcanic activity had caused that underground lake to evaporate, eventually triggering an unexpected eruption of lava. Raymond added that investigating the eruption site remained forbidden and dangerous, though the lava had stopped once the nearby forest withered completely. He mentioned an older canal route, planned long ago, which had unfortunately collapsed under the destructive force of the volcanic eruption. Bowing respectfully, Raymond expressed hope that Rolf's group could help uncover a solution to break through their current predicament. Rolf agreed determinedly, and Raymond recalled two mysterious figures wearing green cloaks, prompting Rolf to ask for further details immediately. Raymond recalled that the mysterious pair had claimed to be investigating Dwele Sama's ruins shortly before the forest began withering unexpectedly. Curious about their credentials, Rolf questioned whether a holy seal truly proved they had been sent directly by the sanctuary itself. According to rumors circulating afterward, the strangers had also requested documents and blueprints detailing the original construction of Minzu's lava canal. Shortly after completing their research, both figures departed town, though nobody witnessed their actions once the withering and volcanic disruption began. Pressing further, Elsa asked Raymond to recall additional details about the strangers, particularly anything memorable regarding their facial features. Raymond admitted neither stranger revealed their name, keeping hoods drawn low, though their mannerisms strongly suggested they were seasoned adventurers. He remembered glimpsing a platinum rank insignia, alongside a scar marking the man's cheek, and a holy symbol tattooed on the woman's wrist. Piecing together the scars, tattoo, and holy symbol, Elsa suddenly froze, prompting Rolf to ask worriedly what had troubled her so deeply. Staring toward the distant volcano, Rolf realized with shock that the description might actually belong to his long-lost parents. Vanessa learned from Raymond the blacksmith that two travelers wearing distinctive green cloaks bearing the holy seal of the sanctuary had recently visited town, and she suspected they might actually be Rolf's long-lost parents investigating something important nearby. Rolf explained that according to documents he borrowed from Raymond, a temperature-controlled waterway had been built 300 years ago near the Spirit Trees Lake to regulate warm water flowing through the canal system surrounding their town. He continued explaining that an underpass had been constructed to inspect the waterway during that ancient project, and workers accidentally discovered ancient ruins buried beneath it. Ruins his parents may have gone to investigate themselves before vanishing. Bernhard and Vanessa exchanged glances while Rolf paused mid-thought. But Vanessa quickly interrupted the conversation, declaring that regardless of lingering questions, the group had no choice but to travel there and see the ruins firsthand. Vanessa admired her newly enchanted windscarf and fire-resistant garter belt with excitement, while Rolf revealed he had also crafted magic-enhanced weaponry, specifically for Vanessa and Bernhard, ensuring their entire party's equipment was complete and battle-ready. Each party member now wore uniquely enchanted gear granting wind speed, ice arrows, earth barriers, and light-based magic resistance. and they cheered before setting off through the forest toward the long-hidden ruins. As they searched the area, Lizzie the wolf suddenly barked and reacted strangely to something unseen, prompting Bernhard to ask what had startled her, while Vanessa wondered aloud whether this particular stretch of forest held hidden danger. The group discovered a collapsed passage revealing an underpass, and as they cautiously descended using light magic, Rolf noted the ruins resembled those once found in Agdrafan, warning everyone to remain alert. Vanessa noticed the magic essence growing thicker the deeper they traveled, theorizing that it had seeped into a nearby spring and contaminated it before struggling to breathe. After adjusting her enchanted equipment, Vanessa immediately felt relief as breathing became easier, and Rolf expressed surprise that her gear could be applied that way, allowing the group to continue moving deeper. Reaching two massive pillars, Rolf translated the ancient text aloud, revealing that it demanded proof from anyone wishing to pass, leaving the party uncertain about what kind of proof was actually required. Suddenly Rolf's sword began reacting violently on its own, trembling with unexplained energy, and the entire party turned in alarm, wondering aloud what could possibly cause his blade to respond this way inside the ancient ruins. Rolf realized the sword itself might be the proof demanded, since it was born after meeting Elsa, had defeated the Chimera, and had originally been a gift from his father, giving it undeniable historical significance. Two enormous stone statues loomed, guarding a raised platform where a single sword rested upright, its blade glowing faintly as everyone stared upward in stunned silence at the imposing monument. Approaching closer, Vanessa noticed something resting beside the statues, and Bernhard identified it immediately as a sheath, one clearly meant to hold a blade matching the very sword ancient civilization apparently once revered. Rolf admitted he couldn't decipher the remaining inscription, though Nagunya read aloud a partial translation warning that a sheathed flame was meant to be worn, not used for cutting. Just as Rolf's sword reacted again, unexpectedly. Deciding to test his theory, Rolf grabbed the mysterious sheath and discovered it fit his sword, confirming Bernhard's suspicion that this artifact might actually serve as a key to something greater, hidden within the ruins. Without warning, the two towering statues cracked violently apart, their stone bodies splitting open as glowing eyes ignited, revealing they were not decoration at all, but ancient guardians now awakening to defend the ruins. Realizing they had triggered a trap, the party scrambled into action as Rolf called for Lizzie, while Vanessa shouted for Nagunya to take cover, bracing themselves as the animated stone guardians charged forward. As the guardian statue leapt toward them, Vanessa summoned a golem of her own to intercept the attack, unleashing a defensive spell just as chaos erupted across the ruins in a shower of shattered stone. Nagunya froze one guardian solid with her ice magic, halting its advancing fist mid-swing, while the massive stone statue behind it continued pressing forward relentlessly toward Rolf and the rest of the struggling party. Rolf shouted fiercely as he swung his reactive blade directly into the frozen guardian, shattering its stone body into countless fragments, while the second statue loomed dangerously close behind the falling debris and dust. A massive golem crushed the remaining guardian statue into rubble, and Vanessa declared firmly that enough was enough, though her expression shifted to alarm when Bernhard suddenly called out her name in warning. From the shattered rubble emerged countless skeleton knights rising simultaneously from the ruined ground, their glowing eyes fixed on the party as everyone realized this ancient tomb held far greater dangers than expected. Overwhelmed by the sheer number of undead knights surrounding them, Nagunya unleashed a devastating lightning quake spell, while Vanessa simultaneously summoned wind magic, attempting to clear a path through the endless swarm. Rolf noticed the skeletons kept advancing endlessly despite their efforts, and upon closer inspection realized their ancient armor bore Dwaylis Sama's holy seal, causing him to pause mid-battle in stunned recognition and hesitation. Bernhard wondered aloud whether this vast ruin might actually be the tomb of a tribe who once fought alongside Dwaylis Sama against the great beast during the legendary Genesis War centuries ago. Vanessa reasoned that regeneration and destruction were not skills humans could normally control, suggesting a deeper connection to Dwaylis Sama existed wherever the party traveled, while Nagunya cried out that the skeletons showed no end. Rolf positioned himself where the stone statue had first attacked, instructing Nagunya to move toward him while calling out to Elsa, urgently asking her to destroy the unstable floor beneath their entire group. Elsa unleashed her restoration reverse destructive magic, tearing open the ground itself, and the entire party plummeted downward together as skeleton knights and collapsing debris scattered chaotically around their falling bodies. The party continued falling through darkness for an unusually long stretch, tumbling past scattered stone fragments and glowing light, their surroundings growing steadily brighter as they descended further into the unknown depths. Bernhard questioned whether they had been falling for far too long, and just as he spotted solid ground rapidly approaching below, Vanessa cast her whirlwind shield to cushion their impending impact. The whirlwind slowed their descent enough for everyone to land safely, and the party quickly regrouped, standing cautiously as they assessed their unfamiliar new surroundings. After the sudden and disorienting fall, Vanessa remarked on the intense heat surrounding them, noting the magic essence felt even thicker than before, while Rolf and Bernhard exchanged uncertain glances, both wondering exactly where they had ended up. The group discovered a vast field of hardened lava stretching before them, and Bernhard speculated that investigating further might reveal why the flow had stopped, while Vanessa wondered if this was Gulag Volcano's legendary pool. Suddenly something massive stirred beneath the lava's surface, prompting Bernhard and Rolf to react with shock and confusion, as the ground itself began shifting unnaturally beneath their cautious footsteps. A colossal white bird emerged violently from the molten rock, its piercing eye locking onto Rolf, as he raised his shield instinctively, bracing himself against the creature's sudden and overwhelming appearance. The enormous bird fully emerged from the lava pool, spreading its massive wings wide as ash and embers scattered around its towering form, revealing an unexpected and formidable new threat. A colossal white bird descends upon Rolf's group without warning, its feathers catching the sunlight as thick black smoke rises ominously from the scorched ground below the mountain ridge. Rolf hurls an urgent earth spell, shouting for Stone to rise and shield his allies, while the towering monster's massive wing crashes downward, threatening to crush the entire party instantly. The impact sends Rolf and Elsa tumbling across the battlefield, though Rolf mutters relief that he had already enchanted his gear beforehand, while Nagunya stares upward asking what that creature truly is. Elsa and her companions scream in disbelief, insisting they have never seen anything like this beast documented in any monster encyclopedia, realizing with dread that another unknown species has appeared before them. Elsa and the black-haired swordswoman charge forward together, unleashing a combined technique called Frozen Impact, their blade and ice magic converging violently against the enormous bird's advancing form. The frozen assault strikes true, shattering ice fragments scattering everywhere, and Rolf cries out that the attack is working. Though a quiet uncertainty lingers behind his hopeful expression as smoke clears, Rolf watches in horror as the wounded bird tilts its head back and swallows a stream of molten lava, gulping repeatedly while his allies stand frozen with confusion in the distance. The creature's shredded wing regenerates instantly before their eyes, and Rolf realizes the lava flow from Grag Volcano stopped only because this monster had been drinking it directly from the source. Staring at the healed wing, Rolf grits his teeth and calls the creature an absolute monster, understanding now that ordinary wounds mean nothing against a beast capable of self-repair through molten rock. The bird lashes out again, forcing everyone to scatter as rubble and debris explode outward, with someone screaming for the group to dodge, before the falling wreckage crushes them completely. Rolf raises his shield desperately against the incoming assault, while Elsa and the swordswoman sprint through the chaos, dust and broken stone raining down around their scrambling, exhausted bodies. Nagunya yelps in pain, clutching at the ground after being struck by flying debris, tumbling awkwardly beside the fallen rubble, while the others react with startled, worried expressions nearby. Elsa shouts for Rolf to fall back immediately, declaring she will personally destroy the looming rock formation herself, just as the bird swoops low again, threatening another devastating strike. The priestess conjures a holy light barrier to shield the group, while Rolf simultaneously summons earth magic, both defenses activating together in a desperate attempt to withstand the creature's next attack. The barrier shatters under pressure, sending Rolf flying backward with a pained cry, while Elsa screams his name in panic, watching helplessly as debris scatters violently across the battlefield. Rolf throws himself over Elsa to shield her from the blast, absorbing the impact directly, as Elsa gasps his name and urges him desperately to stay conscious and hold on. Overwhelming heat presses down on Rolf as his awareness begins slipping away, while he notices with alarm that Elsa's strength is nearing its limit, and Nagunya is also in grave danger. Elsa reaches out gently toward her wolf companion's face, comforting it amid the destruction, while Rolf stares in stunned disbelief at something unexpected happening within his own body and weapon. Rolf's worn sheath suddenly begins glowing with strange light, and cryptic words surface in his mind, describing a sheath, a blade, something worn rather than something meant to cut through enemies. As the mysterious power surges through him, Rolf's eyes widen with dawning realization, whispering that this newfound sensation is something entirely different from anything his regeneration skill had shown him before. A prompt flashes before Rolf asking whether he wants to update his weapon using the Sheath of Regeneration, and he chooses yes without hesitation as his blade begins reshaping itself entirely. Lightning-like energy crackles violently around the massive bird's open beak, gathering into a concentrated point of blinding light, while Rolf's newly transformed sword hums with unfamiliar power beside him. The Guardian's sword finishes its regeneration, now wreathed in flickering flame, and Rolf grips the weapon tightly as his hair whips back from the sheer force radiating around him. Rolf lunges forward with newfound speed, driving the burning blade directly toward the creature's massive eye, determined to end the relentless battle before anyone else gets hurt. The strike lands with tremendous force, sending the bird crashing backward, while Elsa watches in stunned disbelief, whispering uncertainly whether they had actually managed to defeat it. The creature refuses to fall, its wounds knitting shut instantly as it continues regenerating, and Elsa realizes with dread that this mirrors exactly what happened during their encounter before. Elsa reaches her hand toward Rolf urgently, calling him forward, insisting they move together immediately, while his transformed sword blazes brightly with the fire granted by its awakening. The bird's enormous eye narrows sharply as sharp icy projectiles rain down around it, while Rolf's blade closes in fast, aiming directly for the creature's one vulnerable point. Rolf swings his flaming sword downward with every ounce of strength remaining in his body, screaming as the weapon connects, determined this final blow will finish the fight. The bird finally collapses across the battlefield below, and Elsa breaks into a relieved smile, calling out that they truly succeeded this time, exhaustion evident across her face. Elsa stands over the fallen exhausted knight afterward, calling his name in concern, while his discarded sword lies gleaming on the ground beside them, the battle finally over. Frantic and breathless, the boy chased after two cloaked figures who kept walking away, refusing to acknowledge his desperate pleas to stop. "Father," Rolf cried out, questioning through tears why his mother's fate had suddenly changed as blinding light swallowed the two strangers whole. Startled awake by a wolf's snout inches from his face, Rolf yelped while Elsa and another girl rushed forward, calling his name with relief. Nearly 7 days had passed since he collapsed, and not once during that stretch had Rolf managed to open his eyes. Constantly by his side through the entire ordeal, Elsa admitted she had never once left Rolf alone during his long recovery. Giggling under the wolf's affectionate licking, Rolf suddenly paused and asked with disbelief whether this creature was actually Rizzy. "Didn't you get bigger?" Rolf wondered aloud, and Elsa confirmed the change occurred right after he defeated that fiery bird. Disbelief spread across Elsa's face as she realized Rizzy had swallowed yet another shattered magic crystal without anyone noticing sooner. Walking casually atop bubbling magma, Rizzy left the whole group stunned, with Elsa shouting that such a feat was simply incredible. According to Bernhardt, fire resistance had clearly strengthened within Rizzy, though thankfully nothing else suggested the wolf had truly turned monstrous. Checking gently whether Rizzy felt alright, Rolf watched as Elsa cheerfully asked Nagunya to help fetch something since he must be starving. A hazy memory surfaced then, an unfamiliar woman reaching toward him, leaving Rolf quietly puzzling over who she might have been. Bursting through the door, Vanessa announced excitedly that Rolf had finally awakened, drawing Bernhardt and everyone else rushing to his side. Despite continuous healing magic applied to his body, Vanessa explained, he simply refused to wake, then urged him to look outside instead. Peering through the window, Rolf gasped upon noticing the sky had inexplicably turned gray, fearing another disaster had struck the town. Calmly, Elsa corrected his assumption, revealing that this grayish sky now represented nothing more than the town's ordinary peaceful state. Smoke curled steadily from Mount Gurug, and Rolf realized the volcano had been active ever since he vanquished its fiery guardian bird. Down below, townspeople laughed together, remarking how the restored lava canal had finally brought renewed vitality back into their community. Having absorbed extra magic from the defeated bird, the spirit tree grew remarkably larger, while surrounding trees and charcoal production thrived nearby. Feeding him a warm spoonful, Elsa smiled, as Rolf declared it delicious, prompting everyone around them to share in the moment's warmth. Announcing their departure, the group prepared to leave, though someone protested loudly, while another mentioned heading toward the guild tomorrow with Rolf. Officially recorded as a new species called Phoenix, the defeated firebird now required Rolf to receive a title, White Flame Swordsman. Grinning widely, Elsa praised Rolf's achievement, while mentioning that rumors had already spread throughout town, even though full details remained undisclosed. Seated together the following day, officials thanked Rolf formally, expressing gratitude on behalf of the entire town for his heroic effort. Thanks to the spirit tree's blessing, the forest and charcoal production had revived, allowing the spring and daily life to gradually return. Humbly waving off the praise, Rolf insisted it was merely luck, though the man eagerly requested a sparring match with him someday. Once guild business concluded, a rabbit-eared man suggested Rolf visit Raymond's blacksmith shop, since his requested item had reportedly been finished. The grateful blacksmith welcomed him warmly, thanking Rolf for saving the town, then curiously asked to examine the sword that felled Phoenix. Studying the blade closely, the old craftsman muttered that something about it clearly wasn't made through ordinary human hands or skill. Handing over a newly finished weapon, Raymond admitted confusion over how Rolf possessed it, then offered a quiet prayer invoking Dwairasu's blessing. Standing before a sturdy carriage, Rolf learned it belonged to him now, built with lightweight mithril wheels and reinforced wooden framing throughout. Practical features filled the carriage, including a rear water barrel accessible by twisting its spout, plus a retractable awning for cooking. Delighted by the tight sleeping space, Rolf declared it perfect, while Raymond joked that two people could comfortably huddle together inside. Grateful for the generous gift, Rolf thanked him sincerely, learning that horses had already been arranged through Bernhardt beforehand for travel. Shifting topics, Elsa recalled the mysterious pair wearing green cloaks, revealing she had since gathered additional information concerning their whereabouts. According to intelligence Raymond had acquired, that same duo appeared to be heading toward Berea, a town located north of Guragu. Multiple witnesses reportedly spotted a carriage heading toward Berea, having investigated ruins where traces of previous intruders were curiously absent. Considering the timing, Rolf realized the pair likely resembled his own parents, and probably weren't connected to this town's earlier disturbance. Sipping tea thoughtfully, Bernhardt mentioned their next destination remained undecided, since no formal guild request had been accepted yet. Meanwhile, 2 horses from Flairwalk were being offered toward Rolf's carriage, since Flairwalk currently lacked enough horses and wished to acquire more. Frustrated by his vague explanation, Elsa demanded he speak clearly, while the rabbit-eared man mentioned Beria's famous reputation for producing renowned horses. Grinning confidently, Elsa declared they would head toward Berea together, hoping to search there for Rolf's missing parents at last. Raising her fist enthusiastically, Nagunya voiced complete agreement, prompting Rolf to gaze at everyone gathered around him with quiet gratitude. Trudging through blinding snow with heavy packs, the group pressed forward until finally arriving somewhere warm, expressing heartfelt thanks upon entering. Amid the raging blizzard, a distant figure whispered Rolf's name softly, watching him trudge alone across the mountain's snow-covered slope.